I hear you got a problem. I hear you got a problem. I hear you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Salty Saturdays. I am Wild9, and I'll be the stream operator for tonight. We've got some great hero matches for playoffs today, and in to cast and take us through all the action is going to be Nice Jewish Owl and Dream Battle. How you guys doing?
Doing
Doing
well.
great. Excited to watch all of my team's hopes and dreams get squandered on misplays.
I am similarly excited to do the same thing. It'll remind me a lot of those chess streams where they're watching other games and it's just figuring out how many blunders each side makes as we both hold our heads and watch.
It's great because some of the blunders started in the prep phase, in the deck bringing phase. So let's talk about what classes people have here. We got first match is going to be Bone Masher versus S Slayer. Bone Masher with Mage, Paladin, Shaman, Warlock versus S Slayer or Scrub Slayer with Mage, Paladin, Shaman, Hunter.
Yeah. I mean,
Also
both
sounds
players
like
bringing Mage, Paladin, and Shaman, which are definitely some of the good classes right now. And Bone Masher opting for Warlock or Scrub Slayer opting for that Hunter. Uh, I think both are definitely like fourth decks that we see in a lot of lineups. Although this being Hero Series, lineups are sort of constructed slightly differently. So I'm interested to see what they end up bringing in each of those slots.
Yeah, I think in general the warlock, depending on build, it can be either be sort of like a slower controlling one like curse warlock or agony warlock, or it can be a fast warlock like murloc warlock. And then each of those sort of has very big counters that it works towards. Whereas with the hunter, it's really just sort of a consistency across most lineups. Like it beats demon hunter, and other than that, it mostly just does even a little bit well into most everything.
Yeah, I would say I'd probably expect, just looking at like Hunter, Mage, Paladin, Shaman, I would expect to see a Curse Warlock from Bone Masher, because it, at least in my knowledge, is favored into Beast Hunter, Big Spell Mage, Holy Paladin, and Burn Shaman, which are all of the popular archetypes for those classes.
And that's the thing is then Scrub Slayer has the option to switch over to a Mech Warlock, where Murloc Warlock would dominate, or switch over to maybe even a Quest Hunter is possible as a huge counter to the Curse Warlock. In which case, Murloc Warlock will once again do much better. So it's sort of a big cat and mouse of what are these players going to actually line up on.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it ends up going.
Yeah, I'm tense sitting here.
And luckily, we have the unbiased caster desk, as in we have the player from each team represented.
I hope the stream will excuse me as I whoop and holler for every single moment that Bone Mash is on screen. Honestly, I'm just excited that we have these all three of these matches being represented.
Yeah, and it looks like we're starting off with a Paladin Mirror. And one of these players has mechs in their hand, and the other one has Equality and Pyromancer.
Well, that's already a pretty big boon for Scrub Slayer right here. Is yeah, if he can snowball very early, there's not much momentum you can do against all the lines of threats and divine shields.
Yeah, definitely. I
Too much
do think
weapon on
that
one flea.
I think Holy Paladin has gotten a bit more equity in this matchup with the new cards it's added with Light Ray and potentially Myrmidon. Um, just because a lot of the way Holy Paladin wins this matchup is you answer like the first 2 or 3 waves of threats and then just slam down a massive minion with taunt that your opponent can't clear.
Exactly. Or if if your opponent is hand buffing just a ton and they get one of their huge minions out, they've used the salvager to bring it up from the bottom, then you can hopefully steal the stats off of that. Well, we'll have to see how it all lines up, though. I mean, the 1-3 out coming out on curve is very good for S Slayer here. It's going to outpace pretty quickly.
I think this is a sort of tough decision to make turn 2 for Scrub Slayer, though, whether you play the Bannerman or the Mooncatcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard, especially having used the coin already, to remove the 1-3. So the Bannerman's honestly still somewhat safe, but getting the mech out, buffing your guy, getting the buff on your hand anyways once the Divine Shield gets popped, I think is probably going to be what he chooses.
Yeah, I think I like this just because it's putting a lot more power on the board right now. And as you said, he's still going to get the hand buff, most likely.
And I mean, Bomesh is probably just going to get his hand buff again as well here. Going with a
With the
second
Samuro.
Bannerman. Hopefully, Samuro will come out and clean up whatever is left over from S Slayer going into his bubble turn. But okay, never mind. Just playing out the Bubble Master sounds good.
Yeah, I like this. I like this play. It's again just sort of maximizing the stats on board right now, not worrying about Bannermans and Righteous Protectors and such.
Okay, choosing to draw a card last. Great. Awesome.
In Bone Masher's defense, is there any holy spell that he would have wanted to play there?
I mean, there's considerations. To be honest, on 3 mana, probably not. But you never know until you see it.
Now this is a slightly tougher position for Scrub Slayer, whether he wants to play Bannerman alongside both 1-drops, whether he wants to start with the Amalgam and go from there. Okay. This makes sense. And I assume we'll trade with the 5/5 into the 2/5.
Okay, BGBM. was an obvious inclusion near the start of the expansion. Then some people started cutting it a little bit. So seeing it in Scrub Slayer's list though means we are going to have to always keep an eye out on his board.
Mm-hmm. This 3-attack Samura though, definitely going to be sort of brutal, taking out everything currently on the board. So it's just going to leave that Click Clocker if he chooses to play it here, and I don't know why he wouldn't choose to play it here.
Yeah, seems pretty clean. You have to trade off your 2/2 as well. Like without an equality, this is not going to be a clear without the Samura. Yeah.
I think for Scrub Slayer, not having that radar detector or any sort of way to really fill the hand before getting those hand buffs down means that the Paladin's really starting to gas out at this point.
Yeah, I mean, additionally, this is where the Righteous Defense is really going to come into play. He has a 6/7, which is amazing. It's huge, and is also going to be 5/6 in stats stolen. So once this wave is sort of done, it's really going to be up to the top decks from Scrub Slayer to clean it back up. But it is still in a fine position for it.
I think you take Sneeds here.
Yeah, late game pressure. He's looking at Security Automaton. I don't think he's going to get enough mechs to chain off of that. So he takes it. Okay. And if nothing else, I mean, you can always Pyro Equality as well here. Or even Equality, Pyro, Flash Heal.
Yeah, considering the Pyro's a 5/4, that would probably be the way to go about it. And I imagine that's what we're going to see here. Yeah.
And another quality to back it up. Wow. Okay.
I think Scrub Slayer's going to drop this hand of mechs and then probably concede when it gets cleared.
I mean, it's we may see Bone Masher not clear immediately, depending. I mean, really the only big threat is that 3/5 to keep growing, or he could just go with the value of the Colossal.
I think Leviathan is just too good on turn 7 to pass up, but okay, it's like he's considering Righteous Defense. Could go Righteous Defense, both the 2 drops alongside the Light Ray, and that doesn't seem bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the healing is here for Bone Masher. Wow.
Yeah. Gut is Flash of Light to heal the Pyro this turn alongside Light Ray as opposed to second Battle Vicar, but Vitality Surge has merit as well. Seems like he agrees.
Oh. And yeah, I mean, if you put the taunt in the way, it's not like your opponent's going to be able to clear off your 5/1. So.
And I don't know if this one really makes it. I think you take Reckoning because it counters Leviathan, but I don't know if that choice really makes a difference.
Okay, awesome. Great top deck. Wow.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with the Paladin staying on for either side, honestly, because I mean, Scrub Slayer, if he's going to be playing it out like this, has a few more turns. It's up to what the other player is going to do to counter that mage being gone here.
Yeah, so what do we think that Scrub Slayer is going to queue to counter Paladin? Big Beast Hunter, I believe.
It's a slight favor, I think, but
yeah, I think if you're planning it as a Paladin counter, there's ways to build the deck to be more resilient against Holy Paladin. I think we could also see Murloc Control Shaman come out, even though it is like unfavored on paper into Paladin. It still feels like a very close matchup in game. That was only 3 max off this radar detector. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like any of them will have taunt either. So,
Yeah.
with
Scrub Slayer's just dead on board.
the only way to have even gotten a taunt is to have gotten the click clocker into a bubble bot. But yeah, not going to actually matter here, and that is game one going to Bone Basher.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the Paladin out of the way. The Warlock from Bone Masher, if it's that Murloc Warlock, now has one fewer decks that it's trying to counter. Still could be Curse Lock really just going after the Shaman. Not quite sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, Curse Warlock also is a good counter for Holy Paladin if sort of Scrub Slayer ended up winning a Holy Paladin mirror game one.
Yeah, we can see that we can see that Scrub Slayer was preparing to have to fight a Curse Warlock most likely.
But yeah, taking the loss on the Mech Paladin game one is definitely sort of rough because that's, I'm guessing, intended to be one of the counters for that Holy Paladin. So yeah, we are going to see.
Okay.
Ooh, is this Burn Shaman? Interesting.
Yeah, looks like more like a classic Burn Shaman instead of the Control Murloc Shaman we've been seeing more recently, or at least that's what the Maelstrom portal would suggest.
Yeah, I think that still puts us in a rough spot against Holy Paladin, but it's not unwinnable.
If no Cariel, then I think could find some very solid lines into a win. I mean,
Yeah.
especially if the hand from Bone Master is starting out like this, which
Yeah, I don't know if we
full
saw
balls.
it last game, but I think Myrmidon is also a big include for the Paladin in this matchup because the Paladin really can gas out if the Shaman just plays sort of a mid-range game. Sometimes the Shaman will struggle to deal with some of the larger minions that Paladin produces, but I found like if the Shaman just gets down Brew Con pretty early and sort of plays a mid-range game plan from there, the Paladins can gas out before they're able to kill.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on if there's a mutinous in Scrub Slayer's deck. What is it going to hit? If there is an early smite drawn by Bone Masher and he starts buffing it up, it really needs to get the mutinous to counteract that as well. It really depends on both players' draws.
Yeah, I believe the vast majority of these Burn Shaman lists do run Mutanus, so I'd be surprised to not see it. I think the one I'm more interested to see whether or not we have is Viper, because that can often be a key player in this matchup.
I mean, honestly, the only card that I sort of have been missing from Burn Shaman is the Farsight. I don't think Farsight is usually run by players much at all, but if he's trying to get some early scams, I mean, an early power card like a Brukan, Farsight might be just the way.
Yeah, I mean, looking at HS replay for Burn Shaman lists, almost all of them are running that Farsight. Because it both lets you sort of accelerate those power cards, but also if you hit, say, something like a Bolner or a Bioluminescence, it lets you do these really insane combo turns.
Yeah, in this case, I mean, to set up the Farsight, we might just see this
Yeah, I like
Geyser,
this.
and then nothing great off of this to Farsight. So.
Zero Mana Macaw is pretty appealing with like Bran in hand. Zero Mana Maelstrom also isn't terrible here. I don't believe we've played a nature spell for our multicaster yet.
Yeah, we just played Fire. remember, we might have. I can't see behind the hand. Oops. Well, uh, he'll play the frost spell at some point, and then yeah.
Well, we've already
We
played a
get the-
wind shell, so we've played frost and fire. We're just missing nature. Has the bolt in hand, but I don't know if you. Yeah, okay. I don't necessarily know if you want to use the bolt at this point in the game. So Scrubslayer agrees, goes for the Maelstrom. I assume looking to set up this multicaster next turn.
And in this case, I'm assuming we're just going to be setting up the Cariel this turn.
Yeah, Cariel sort of on a basically uncontested board is really strong.
Yeah, especially when it's bigger than 3 health, as most of the shaman removal is going to be 3 damage. Wow.
Okay. Rukon is a good draw.
Okay, and he does have to waste something at least. Probably going to be the wind chill, honestly. Oh no, wind chill still overdraw. X. Probably pointing out both pieces of removal, I guess, to kill this Cariel then.
Or we just say, I'll mill a card.
Sure. Okay,
Okay,
and
yeah.
bioluminescence in the deck, sure.
I think with the bioluminescence drawn, you don't really want to use these burn spells. It might just be a coin pass.
I mean, the burn spells aren't doing much of anything. You know it's on the bottom of your deck. If you want to see that bird come up a little bit earlier, I guess you can, but I don't think that's being played until after some of these power cards. So
Yeah, I'll say I think the most relevant thing we see in hand is that Brucon, because the upgraded hero power is very, very strong in these sort of more grindy matchups.
okay, well, a Cariel. It's really up to is there going to be that Viper coming out from Scrubslayer's side, or is that going to be stuck at the bottom if it's in there?
Well, I don't actually know if it's going to come down to that because again, we still haven't seen that Myrmidon from Bone Masher, and if the Paladin does just sort of gas out, the Shaman can slowly grind their way to victory with those Brucon hero powers, even through Cariel Weapon. Well, we drew Wild Paw, so we probably want to play Wild Paw this turn.
That, or I mean, maybe he's just going to consider playing the school teacher, setting up a 1 mana guy for later. Still be able to clear off the Cariel if he wants alongside that. But yeah, I mean, Wild Paw is just so much more stats.
Yeah. The question then becomes, what does Scrubslayer want to play alongside the Wild Paw? How much does he prioritize taking out this Cariel? And I think
we have
it's
our answer.
enough of a threat that makes a lot of sense to me.
Well, they're a little bit awkward. I mean, could just waste off the holy Maki roll and just discount everything down to 0. Get everything set for that. In a way, I mean, there's no sounds coming out from the other side, so even just making a huge 7 attack minion here and just starting the pressure war. We don't see the 6 mana card yet from Scrub Slayer. So
I don't hate Garden's Grace here. I think double Light Ray alongside Righteous Defense also doesn't seem terrible here. Buffing up that Mr. Smite a little bit, getting some threats on the board. Because if you can put a lot of power on the board this turn and force Scrub Slayer to be a bit more reactive with his next turn, it can give you a really clean opening to just play that hero card.
and at least playing one of the two taunts. Though leaving it just like this means it's just going to be frozen for a while.
Okay.
Well,
does Scrub Slayer rip the Mutanus on 7? Okay.
is it hitting? Oh, okay. Well, Smite's still in hand, but there is still a Macaw.
Yeah,
So
if Scrub Slayer goes Brand Macaw next turn, this is suddenly a very different game.
okay, and
Okay,
oh no.
if we play both right, well now Scrub Slayer knows what's up.
Well, this is sort of what we were talking about at the beginning here. Of it's sometimes a little bit painful to cast your friends. Boy.
Well, now I have to see if Scrub Slayer spots it. Does he just drop them? Does he say, "Huh, you have something in hand you wanted to buff? What if I dropped the Macaw?"
Weird that you played a minion before buffing in hand. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it could be a sequencing error. We could see one of those come out, but I highly doubt that our the Slayer of Scrubs would dare.
Brucon?
Oh, Brucon looking
No.
juicy. Brucon looking
It's
juicy,
turn 8.
though.
Brucon does look juicy, but we're not getting another Mutanus battle cry, and we know there's a minion in hand that just got buffed.
Brucon can heal you for 6. Oh, yikers.
No.
Okay, well, and every Bone Master fan in the audience just breathed a sigh of relief.
I would say it's still anyone's game.
It's certainly it's way more of a game than it would have been. So with that, we we'll continue.
Maybe Scrub Slayer's running, a Shadow Hunter Vol'jin or something that could pull this smite from hand.
Perhaps they queued in the wrong format. I know Bowmaster loves Wild, so maybe Dirty Rat coming out soon.
Maybe.
Many such decks. Oh well, yeah. Your first bout with it ended another Caverns. No, okay. Instead overriding Brucon's hero power as well. Okay. Sorry, Brucon's battle cry.
Spirit Mount kind of goes hard, but so does Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, I mean, with the bioluminescence in hand, schooling doesn't seem all too bad here.
That's fair, but I've usually found well, there's a bioluminescence on.
Then.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Bold in their bioluminescence tends to be very impressive. I've often found that you need to have stuff on board before the bioluminescence. Even with schooling. Okay, well this is just. Oh no, the Garden's Graces cost a little too much for this to be lethal. Bone Masher.
Yeah, so he can do another setup turn. And misses. Okay.
Well, Scrub Slayer does have the 2/3 taunt hero power though. And
yes.
that can make Smite a lot more awkward.
Well, I mean, yeah, it really depends on what this Flash of Light is going to find as well.
I think one thing I've noticed with the nerf of Smite to 7 with Holy Paladin is you can't do the equality pyro or equality city tax and Mr. Smite in the same turns. You do have to stagger out the clear the taunts one turn and then play Smite the next turn.
Yeah, I mean, unless you are specifically, am I not even going to clear the brand? I don't. Okay. Unless you're specifically, in the position where you've discounted quality with your carrier. Knowing this
Choosing
would come
not to kill Bran is interesting.
I mean, you were talking about if they have minions, and they have a few minions, and they're going to be playing mana 1/4, 2 1-mana guys. That's already going to be quite a bit of spell damage
Okay.
coming out. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Well, not bioluminescence.
I think I like this because Scrub Slayer is just going for a ton of stats on board right now.
I disagree. It looks like he is
Okay,
going
I
for...
no longer like this as much. As long as he ends the turn with a hero power to get the taunt up.
I mean, it might be
He's-
lethal. I am not counting. I will not be counting this.
Wait, was that a 30 damage lightning?
This
Hang
one's
on a
29.
minute.
No, that
That
one's
was
just
a
29.
one-off
I don't say 30.
lethal? Ah,
Okay.
I had not done the math.
Well, it looks like we got Holy Maki roll, and you're dead. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was... Ah. I did not do the math there, but I think...
I think if you, I think bioluminescence first, the bioluminescence guy first would have done it, but
I'm
Sniper's
not
ordered
sure.
Sniper.
I think Scrub Slayer didn't know that the Bullner wouldn't cast Spirit Mount on the same minion. Because if he had played the Spirit Mount before attacking with both of his minions, it would have been lethal with the way the Spirit Mounts ended up rolling. But I think he may have assumed that it would have all landed on the Bran there.
Okay.
Okay. This is what I like to see.
Okay, well, we've got a Quest Hunter here from Scrub Slayer. That one has some pretty hefty counters to what Bowmaster might be bringing. If we are to see the Curse Lock come out, that is like a 15% matchup or something.
Well, step one for Scrub Slayer is beating this Paladin, though. And I think in order to beat this Paladin, you need to draw a Tavish hero card.
But what if you kept a Viper? Or mulled back into it to eventually get rid of the hero weapon? No. In this case, we are just simply going to curve.
You see the quest come down. And if I had to take a guess at what list Scrub Slayer is using, it's probably the exact one that I sent to my hero team earlier today.
I wonder if then there's one more hunter from Righteous Jammies. So I wonder if that's gonna be. We'll see.
We'll see. This is an interesting turn from Scrub Slayer because there's 3 very good options.
Yeah, getting your hero power to target, or just putting out this weapon.
Yeah, getting the first step of quest done isn't bad. Coining the weapon also isn't bad, and trading the Viper also isn't bad. And I don't think I would mind any of them. Okay.
Yeah, in this case, keeping the coin to possibly coin out the 4-cost card, maybe, or just a later drop. We'll see.
Yeah, the goal in this matchup is to get Tavashiro down before completing the 4th step of the quest. At least that's what I found is playing this Hunter deck on ladder. Every time I played Tavashiro, I beat Paladin. Every time I didn't, I lost. So we will see how Scrub Slayer chooses to approach the matchup.
Choosing to approach it as any hunter should, attack in the face. Well, I mean, Candle Shot, he doesn't know that there's a Viper coming down. I'm assuming Bowmaster thinks that this weapon is actually going to do something instead of just dredging.
Sometimes it will reduce that Viper to 0 cost. But also, Quest Hunter's last few slots have always been somewhat questionable cards, and 3 mana deal 6 dredge twice fits in alongside a lot of the other questionable includes.
Yeah. You unfortunately cannot have a full deck of 29 spells that deal damage.
You might be able to at this point, but some of them are really bad.
What? You don't want to run Spring the Trap?
Not in a deck without secrets.
Yeah, I mean, with this hand, we've got Mr. Smite with a Righteous Defense that is almost definitely not going to do anything. Just has to make sure to not play this 4 mana DO5 because Tavish is not there yet.
Yes. And hopefully trades Viper to dig for Tavish. Furious Hal draws a card. That's an option.
For
The other
Tavish.
option is progressing Quest.
Yeah. Okay. He's taking the line.
Yeah, it is a bit of a tough position because at some point you have to say, I'm not drawing Tavish anytime soon. I just got to go for burn. And that does get there sometimes.
Okay, playing a 2/7 tempo minion. I mean, it's not you're not going to see very many minions come up from the other side, except for their 7/7 eventually. So that's where the Righteous Defense is going to land, and here's where the Samurai is going to land on nothing. Wow.
Okay, I think at this point,
Yeah.
Scrub Slayer just has to say, screw a Tavish. This damage is just going to start going face.
Or stalling one more turn. I mean, it is only 5 damage coming at him, so it's not 5 damage that he can heal at any point, but it is 5 damage he can take for a little bit. Yep, draw cards, play your mana, discount your boys. I kind of want to see one of these Holy Mock is just used to Holy Mocky roll is just used to discount the Garden's Grace because we're seeing our opponent not clear our board.
I want to see this Wild Pyromancer tempoed.
Okay, we have two different things.
Bone Masher goes with your play.
Don't want to heal the 2/5? You want to?
It's synergy for the randomly generated Northshire Cleric.
Okay.
All right, come on, Tavish. That draws a card.
Stalling one more turn. Okay.
Okay.
Eventually, we will find it.
Surely we will draw Tavish at some point. I do think if Bone Masher just plays these Garden's Graces, Scrub Slayer is going to be forced to actually deal with the board at that point.
Yeah, for sure. And the question is just whether he goes Garden's Graces followed up with a Righteous Defense on those Garden Graces. Because that just ends the game basically immediately. Following turn. I mean, it has to play Wild Pyro and clear his own board as well, but okay. Maybe that's enough of a stall to say that he's just going to discount the Garden's Graces to 0, kill him next turn for sure. Unsure.
Seems to be opting for that line.
And yeah, this is where I would say, yeah, we're tempoing Wild Pyromancer, right?
Well, You have 2 more draws.
And yikes.
Scrub Slayer is not dead.
Trust. I mean,
Given Bone Masher's current hand, Scrub Slayer's alive at 1. And surely this next card will be the Tavish hero card.
all things come to those who wait. Please.
Here's the prediction. The next draw for Scrub Slayer off of this treasure guard is going to be the Tavish hero, followed by Urchin Spine. His turn will be Tavish hero, coin, Urchin Spine's Shell Shot to clear off Bone
Is
Masher.
that a Drekthar?
That is a Drekthar. Okay.
There is one wolf. Oh!
Okay.
Oh, we can make the Hero Power cost 0.
Could play the Tavish hero. And if Scrub Slayer finds Freezing Trap and Explosive Trap, he can ensure that he's not dead.
Explosive Trap, that's one of them.
Yes. Yes. Freezing?
Freezing, that's 2 of them.
Okay. Ice.
He took ice. Okay, well.
He took ice. I would say coin the Shell Shot here. Could also just quick shot the 5/4. And then end things off with the hero power.
Looking to coin that Shell Shot. Deals 3 to random. Random one. And okay. 3 things that the Explosive Trap was already going to kill.
Yes.
Taunt Boy? Taunt Boy, okay.
Taunt Boy. I believe this means Scrub Slayer is alive for another turn.
I will also believe that. I will choose to believe that. And we see no, we see no freezing. Oh, okay. Healing? We're gonna healing, I guess? I don't.
This Mr. Smite, with those Garden's Graces, only gets up to 17 attack, and Scrub Slayer is at 18. If Scrub Slayer just keeps the board clear for the next few turns, alongside churning out these boards of beasts, this might be a win.
Yeah, it's
This has been a copium.
Masher.
Here's how Scrub Slayer can still win up to this point, but I think there's an actual chance.
Bone Masher has been really just holding back these wild Pyromancers, trying to squeeze a value out of them, but not noticing that that means he can't Righteous Defense guaranteed hit Smite. So now he's just gonna take a ton of damage. A bunch of beasts summoned.
Yeah, and I assume from Scrub Slayer we'll see the Tavish come down, and we'll either see a piercing shot on this 5/1 or 2 quick shots. Yeah. And this damage from these beasts and spells stacks up really quickly.
I mean, we're gonna see Wild Pyromancer come down. We're gonna see Righteous Defense happen. The question is Bone Masher going to be able to live through this turn? Okay. Kind of just has to rip Righteous Defense on the Tavish Raw. Hope that it hits a 1 and 2, probably. So that he can have a clear for the following board. Really hate to see.
Ah, I see.
That's great because I don't.
I I saw. I am now unsure of this line.
Hmm.
Um,
I think he was really hoping that he would be able to play 7 of those and not get
that is
Yikes.
a large pyromancer.
large pyromancer. No actual way to. You should play with pyromancer, and okay. No actual way to like fully clear a huge board of taunts next turn. Once
Yes,
you
I have to say
pyro,
this
so.
is there's a lot of potential that this is a dead bone masher this turn. It depends on these beast rolls, but there's 12 damage straight from the hand, plus 5 already on board.
Plus 4 damage coming added to the hero power with aim shot.
Of course. That gives the beasts extra attack, right?
You
Right?
can see it on board right now.
Uh, that's lethal.
And just like that, yep.
Huh. I think I was harsh on Joel there. I was saying, oh man, surely we'll draw the Tavish this turn. And then we did draw the Tavish, and then we won. So
Okay.
can't argue.
Yeah. So now it's what is this quest hunter going to be facing from Bowmasher? Um, if it's one of those super favored matchups for the quest hunter, this might just be a reverse sweep. Yeah, I mean, looking at it, that was the most favored thing that Bowmasher could have had there. So has to sort of bring it back on a slightly unfavored.
Yeah, seeing this shaman now, I assume means that this last deck is Curse Warlock. But both of these are decently favored for the hunter.
We could be seen after this game. I mean, I don't want to make chat spam it already. But a game, has a number larger than 4.
Potentially. So yeah, this matchup, this control Murloc shaman doesn't have a great way to close out the game with burn, so like burn shaman does. And the hunter kind of just plays efficient removal early, keeps them off board, and then sends a lot of burn at them.
Well, I mean, hey, if Rukan's coming down and we're not seeing a huge amount of threat out of Joel, I mean, if he's going to be waiting for his Tavish again, we'll see. We'll see.
I trust Joel to have enough matchup knowledge to know he doesn't need to wait for Tavish this game. He can just send that burn face. But yeah, that Brucon hero card, very impactful in this matchup. I know Brucon was so good in the Burn Shaman versus Quest Hunter matchup previously that you would single keep it in the mulligan.
In this case, nothing. Saying that S-Slayer has the deal 3 damage to a random minion, or even the piercing shot, and those are sort of the spells that Bowmasher's putting him on, not playing minions here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, Bone Masher does need to play minions at some point if he wants to win the game, but it's another interesting turn from Scrub Slayer. My gut here would be play the 2 1-cost burn spells, send them face. Okay, this makes a lot of sense as well. Get the aim shot down, and then I assume we'll see one of these 1-costs also get sent face. But yeah, just start stacking up that damage. Say, really, Shaman's only real form of healing outside that hero card, the cookie ladle. You just start sending burn face and say, I don't care about 2 healing a turn. I'm just going to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's good enough for the Mech Paladin matchup, then it's good enough for this matchup too. Being that Bowmasher is just going to be playing out some little dudes on the board here. clear off this 1/5, but won't actually accomplish much more than that.
Explosive Trap, okay. That's another potential quest proc. And Drekthar is a very good draw here. Can play... Oh, we're one proc off of the hero power costing 0, which is less than ideal here for sure. That's a lot of what I think I wanted to see a Slayer play one of these 1-cost spells last turn. You get that hero power costing 0 this turn. But chugging away at that quest.
Yeah, it'll certainly be coming down, getting some extra hero powers, actually 0-cost hero powers next turn. Whereas, Command of Neptulon going to put out a lot of stats here.
Ooh, that's a draw.
Yeah, and with spells being poisonous, right, include, it is going to mean that 2 is equal to 4, but it doesn't actually add that much more damage to this board.
I imagine we're either going to see Explosive Trap alongside Furious Howl come down this turn, along with probably hero powering the 3/4 and trading the 1/1 into the 5/3, or we'll see End Shot along with the trade come down. Oh wait, it's poisonous. No need to trade, just go face. Of course. Silly owl.
No need to trade. Okay, choosing the draw over the stats this time.
That Gorlock, very, very slow play, which is interesting going into the turn that Scrub Slayer is probably getting down this quest reward. We'll need to tracking and do a 1-cost burn spell to do it, but there's a lot in the deck, and none of them are here.
Well, this could be a very huge turning point if Joel mistakenly pulls an Avi. I don't think he should feel safe, but maybe he does.
Well,
like if he just plays out Explosive Trap, that's he really just has to hold.
It's a tough position to be in. But yeah, looks like Scrub Slayer is just going to hold, respecting that threat of Mutanus, especially seeing that the Murlocs were drawn that turn. Makes a lot of sense to be respecting this Mutanus. And I think also respecting the fact that Shaman doesn't really have burn. Shaman doesn't really have healing. There's not a lot of pressure on Scrub Slayer to close out this game super quickly.
Yeah, I mean now seeing that it is the control Murloc Shaman, I guess before seeing the Murloc draw, it wasn't incredibly clear. But yeah, just gonna see some more stats come down for the Shaman and hoping to really capitalize on the Brucon for next turn. Get some more damage.
I imagine. We'll see.
Trying to clear off as much as possible.
I think does have to be careful if Slayer chooses to sort of set up this Explosive Trap board where Explosive Trap clears off everything. Does have to be careful of that healing from the Brucon hero power.
Well, looks like he's not being careful of that. Brucon is just 1 card in the deck anyway, so it's probably not going to come down.
But Brucon does set Slayer to 3 health here. If Bone Masher goes for the deal 6 along with heal 6.
We shall see. I mean, it doesn't. It does leave the minions on low enough health. And we're just going to see a wind chill, actually.
Ooh.
maybe he's just gonna try and get this frostbite to proc, and hopefully, uh, okay.
This is, I think, I would dare say, I think Bone Masher knew that that was explosive, and I'm not sure if this was the best way to play around explosive. Oof.
Okay.
Not quite the draw that S-Slayer wants, but I imagine we will just see both shell shots along with 3 hero powers this turn.
Yeah, I mean, the frostbites in Bowmaster's hand might be enough burn to close it out. We didn't see him go for the setting Scrub Slayer to 3, which would have forced him to play Bavish, or else die to frostbite. But even just a Brucon will make it so that another burn hero power would put him on that.
But Bone Masher does have to be cautious with Brucon. Not a lot of health for him to play with either.
Oh, he didn't keep a wind shell. Great. That's great. This is where I want to be.
Can go for the 2/3s alongside dealing 6, the hero card.
Or even just healing 6 at this point. Like it's not actually actively killing your opponent, but you know you're healing 2 with your weapon and dealing 2 to your opponent. So
And
it'll
then
shoot through them eventually, maybe.
does have the lethal with the double frostbite from hand on the following turn.
Yeah.
But we will see if S-Slayer respects that and plays the Tavish hero. Says, I don't need a 0-cost hero power. I'm out of cards anyways. We'll go for Tavish.
Okay. Brucon is going to come down here. Modes here will be very important, especially on rope. Looks like going very defensive.
Not setting up lethal?
Well, in this case, we're going to see that Scrub Slayer just doesn't have the spells quite yet. So perhaps then Bone Masher is going to eventually get some of this damage to go face. If Scrub Slayer has to keep chewing through the minions. And I mean, hey, with the Macaw coming down, I mean, the Macaw might also just get the burn and clean up the game as well. So
Yeah, it's a tough position for S-Slayer here. I think, yeah, I think sort of forced to just drop this Tavish hero card, as awkward as it is.
clear off the board, play Tavish. Now there's no guaranteed lethal on the other side, or not even guaranteed, but possible lethal with the Macaw. But also now there's no cards in hand. Scrub Slayer.
Yeah, and with both Furious Howls already played, not a whole lot of refill either. Yeah, I think the shaman may have just stabilized enough to get out of reach of the hunter at this point.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's still tracking left in the deck. There could be the 5-mana 3/5 that draws 3 spells. So still have yet to see exactly what Scrub Slayer is going to do in the coming turns. But no hand is never a great place to find yourself, to be true. Wow, and back up to 30. Okay. Probably just going to see him. Okay, never mind, not holding. I thought he was going to maybe hold a Murloc for Fireman's Flurgle, but instead, nothing really doing here. Menacing Nimbus can give you lifesteal, the adding some random dumb Murloc, elemental. I mean, not even the Tech Wing.
Play the Viper. And
Yep.
okay, isn't dead on board, but he's in a pretty rough spot. Bone Masher can add 2 random elementals to his hand with the combination of Bolner and Menacing Nimbus.
Actually, 3 after Clownfish. Really powerful combos here.
True.
Okay, instead, just gaining as much stats as possible.
Won't be able to connect with these stats on the following turn, though.
True, but might be able to trigger. I mean, if we are going to see. Okay, well, 2 uppers.
Okay.
They both die to the deal 2 to all minions, but yeah, we're probably at least going to see the taunt get cleared out.
Well, of course, Bone Masher has to make sure to kill the Huffer first to give
No.
Scrub Slayer 2 additional Huffers from this.
Okay, I'm gonna freeze the board again, but that. Okay, so there are some realms where Scrub Slayer just wins this next turn. So
Yes. A burn spell off the top alongside 2 more Huffers.
yep. It's not a burn spell, so can't do
That is
2
not a burn
Huffers. And can't clear off the Brucon, so 3 Huffers though. Yeah. If that was a burn spell.
Yeah, if we had seen, that quick shot into Harpoon Gun, may have been a win for Scrub Slayer there, but yeah, just not quite able to close it out with that Hunter.
And
Tragic.
Bowmaster fights like a Stormpike, and that was one of the closest 3-1s I've ever seen. Hair's edge to not just get reverse swept with the Curse Warlock that you didn't see.
Well, hopefully we can get Bone Masher in here for a quick interview before we hop into the next match.
We'll see. I mean, timing-wise, there are 3 matches to get to tonight, so we are already nearing the next hour, the next one. It looks like we are going to get a smaller little interview here, so that's nice.
Hey.
Huh. So, Quest Hunter, huh?
Yeah, don't just. He's not going to be a so don't try and build around it. Just hold on to your Mr. Smite and buffs until you've got lethal. Nothing bad will happen if you hold on to it too long.
Certainly. Yeah. How
I
did you feel after losing to that Quest Hunter with the Paladin in Game 3?
I felt really good in the first 2 games, and then in the third game, I just held on to it too long. And then yeah, it wasn't great. I could have played it. I think there was one point I was one off lethal. I couldn't work out the puzzle. I don't know if I missed lethal, but maybe I could have done something the turn before to discount the buffs, so I would have had lethal. And then when I didn't play it, and then the bad things happened. I'm just sitting there kicking myself, going, "Well, why didn't I do?" I could have, if I had it on the board, I could have at least had him down low and then potentially got lethal somehow. But yeah, then I knew the matchup spreads in the other 2 games, and I was like, okay, now I've got 2 unfavored. So I'm just gonna have to play really well on the Shaman because the Warlock has absolutely no chance, like pretty much no chance in that matchup. So I just had to make sure and even in that game, even in that last game, I think there was a few other lines that I should have taken. I think I wasted a free going into the hero card, and I had one spam mode. I could have frozen Tavish again. There's probably some other lines I could have taken. I was just sort of trying not to throw, I guess. But I always felt like I was in a good spot in that last match, um, but bad things can happen if um, if he plays more than one card in a turn on that hunter. Which thankfully for me, he didn't draw, um, and I could just sort of manage that a bit. But yeah, I definitely should have taken it out 3-0 on that paladin. I just held on to top two.
Yeah, I mean, we saw there. You also were facing up against a few unfavorites, or rather, you basically only won the matches where you were slightly unfavored here, winning against Mech Paladin,
Yeah.
winning against Quest Hunter with a Control Murloc Shaman. Um, do you feel like uh, there were other more optimal things you could have done to improve the win rates, or do you think that the way that you shipped it was I mean, it's the way you got there? So
We did a lot of prep, looking at all the different matchups, and if we had have brought different archetypes, we might have had some better matchups into these particular decks. But I think Mage's like the best deck overall. If we had have gone a different way, then we would have been weakening some other matchups. If we had have brought sort of more favored, like I didn't want to weaken the matchups into Holy Paladin with a Mage ban. So sort of try to want to be strong into that. I knew he could have potentially brought Mech Paladin, but I knew most of those matchups are fairly even. And I did a bit of practice into Mech Paladin with Warlock, and a bit of practice into Mech Paladin with Shaman. So I knew like with the Shaman, sort of there's a couple of different game plans. You can hold on to your Murlocs for um, like a multi Mutanus turn to try and hit um, Paladin. That's if he's going wholly low, but that's sort of what I did the practice on. But I actually queued 2 games of Warlock into Mech Paladin, luckily enough, going into it, and I won both of them. So I sort of felt confident if I was going to be coming up against Mech Paladin. Um, they're not too. I think what we did was we eliminated most of the really bad matchups except Quest Hunter.
oops.
Yeah, he never brings Quest Hunter. Never. Yeah. But I should have known because, like, you just have to see who's on the other team. So if you see who's on the other team and who's prepping with, then you've got a pretty good idea that anything's possible. Like any deck can be brought. It's playoffs. It's win or go home. So you bring whatever deck you feel might give you the best chance of making playoffs because it could be your last game for the season.
Speaking of which, coming home with the win here, is this a I know that you have sort of your baby on your lap for part of this. Is this a family event? Like, does the Masher family feel the win effects, or
Well, most of my matches are played in the morning, so if I lose, I'm probably gonna have a grumpy day. Uh, but yeah, no, the kids are all over there watching something on Netflix. Um, I actually don't know what that one is.
not
Oh dear
not training
God.
not training for the next generation of THL players,
Yeah,
unfortunately?
not at the moment. Sometimes my eldest he sits and watches me play, so sort of teaching the basics. Um, but yeah, at the moment I'm just happy they're sort of sitting still and not running around being crazy. So
Well, Al, any final question for you?
uh,
Yes. Well, I would say with this win, how do you feel about your chances for the week? How do you feel?
well, it certainly puts us in a good spot to start with. Any time you're on a team with Shep, you feel pretty confident. But you'd probably say the same thing about being on a hero team with Aquaman. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in for that match coming up next. So I think if we can win that one, we're definitely in a good spot, being up 2-0. So I'd certainly rather be ahead in a series than behind. So that's a good start. So we'll see how we go in the next 2 hours. But yeah, even with that, we've still got some pretty good players to come. I think so. I think we've got a pretty good team this season, and we're up against a pretty good team. So we'll see.
Yeah, best of luck for you and the rest of your team in this week, except for Jay Rich when I play against him. But the rest of the team, good luck.
Yeah, I can honestly say I really hope that both you guys don't have to play this week.
I have an expectation it will go to 5 sets. I think both of these teams are really, really good, but we'll have to see with the next match coming up. Right now, it's going to be, as said before, the 1 seeds Aquaman 575 from Owl's team versus German Shep from my team. Aquaman on Demon Hunter, Mage, Paladin, Warrior, with German Shep on Mage, Paladin, Rogue, and Shaman.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Aquaman brings, because he said something about Pirate Warrior before the match, and I'm concerned.
I'm also concerned.
Scared.
It looked like Control was really good for you guys. So, astonishingly so, with how many cards got nerfed for that deck. It still looked like Control was like even to favor in a lot of things. So. That being said, banning Mage from both sides. So, first matchup here. Do you have any predictions on what they might bring? I mean, I feel like maybe it's just going to be Paladin our side.
What if we see double Paladin again?
We would never see double Paladin.
Surely not. Surely not. What if Aquaman brought big Paladin, though?
Then we would see a bunch of 1-3s come out versus some 9-7s.
I will say, I did bring Big Paladin to a hero match earlier this season, and I did not read the new card that was printed for it before the match. And my opponent had a full board, and I played front lines, and then immediately conceded when nothing came out of my deck.
We'll have to see. I mean, if it's a holy paladin, maybe a board won't be there. Oh,
I
looks
see.
like
Wait,
Aquaman's doing warrior first with, and it looks like control warrior.
this is an interesting Paladin deck.
I wonder if we are going to see an immediate stream loss, or if he actually correctly said Maestra.
Yeah, but yes, I believe German Chef has queued up a Maestro for his
Specifically a thief one, a jackpot rogue.
Jackpot.
We're gonna see some big spells. We're gonna see some Rune of the Archmage.
I think you mean we're going to see some Twisting Nethers and maybe some Ice Blood Towers.
Yeah. We're going to see Ice Blood Tower, play the other jackpot. Off of that jackpot, grab ourselves up. Uh-oh. Flame Strike.
Against Control Warrior. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah.
Ice Blood Tower cast. Shadow Step on empty board. Woo-hoo. Yeah, it's there's some really highs and some really lows with Jackpot Rogue, and we're gonna maybe see him state his case already. I think he's just gonna hear a power pass though.
Well, Jackpot would allow for a 1-cost Wild Pawn Null on the following turn, but doesn't need to play the Jackpot yet.
Yeah, can just get a hero power instead. Played out now. That's more stats tempoed out. And then we're just going to see the null be 0 cost instead of 1, so we can maybe squeeze something out. We'll see.
Whoa, the Control Warrior hero power pass turn 2? No way. No shot. Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of this game is going to come down to what Colossal German Shep rolls off of this Queen Ajara, because he's going to replay it 3 times with both Contraband stashes and pass. So if it's a good one.
Well, unless it's
Well, those are certainly some spells that cost more than 5 mana.
Wonder if we'll play one of them next turn. I don't know.
German Shep could prep out Proving Grounds next turn.
Or could just play the 4 mana 2/2 and then play Proving Grounds.
True. Or Blizzard. Or Blizzard.
No, or Blizzard. Okay, Proving Grounds gets 2 minions out of our deck. That's card draw.
That's card draw. Raid Boss Onyxia?
Gaining 10 seems pretty good against Rogue.
4 mana 3/5, gain 10 armor. I wouldn't turn it down.
At least this
Neither
isn't
would Aquaman.
At least this isn't the matchup that German Shep had to play last week for Pro on stream, that being Mine Rogue versus Pro Warrior. Okay.
And Blood in the Water is a very good draw this turn.
Yeah, that's maybe a little bit.
Prep Blood in the Water, trade into that 3/5, send 4 face.
Yeah, it does get the Ashara online at least. So.
Yeah, that would be my gut, is that Shep would want to use the prep to get Ashara online for next turn, as opposed to using the Swift Water. But could also use the Swift Water to get an extra 2/2 on.
Okay. Looking like
Swift Scale.
Looking like stats are king in German Shep's mind right now.
And surely there is no way for the Control Warrior to clear this board.
I wouldn't think that there would be a way. I mean, we're also dealing so much damage to their face. Like, they'd have to have.
There's no possible way this warrior can go up to 9 or 10 armor and play a shield shatter. Impossible.
I mean, the thing with that is, it only yields 4 now. So this 3/5 sticking around, that's going to end the game right there.
Certainly. I'm sure it will. There's also the option for Aquaman to just play Onyxian Drake on the 5/2, and I think that's decently appealing as well. I don't know if he really needs to play that shield.
Yeah, I would probably edge on the Onyxian Drake. The shield block coming down would draw a card and waste a bunch of mana, not actually, progress our game plan as much as I think playing this Onyxian Drake will. And now,
that's a good draw.
Yeah.
It gives Shep the option to not waste any mana with prep Queen Ajara this turn.
Okay, that's a pretty good. I mean, Bloodlust, I would say, is maybe a little bit of a better card to get.
I think Bloodlust is better than any of the other spells German Shep has generated so far.
Still maybe considering Shadow Word Ruin, just knowing that big threats will be coming down later.
Shell Shot is decently efficient removal as well.
Yeah, the problem with Ruin is also if he puts it in his pool, it's probably going to clear his own board a lot of the time as well. So
you can see the Bloodlust come down this turn to push 6. Okay, no. And I think it has to just take Horn of the Ancients here, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, nothing doing for Aquaman.
Perhaps Aquaman will play Shield Block this turn. Oh.
An option, a choice in this day and age?
Has the option to hero power or trade the hammer.
Or pass.
The combination of Hammer, Forged, and Flame is pretty good card draw. And I would be inclined to keep Hammer because of that.
Yeah. I mean, we are losing this armor, but it's not like we don't have the frozen plate as well, just backing all that up.
Yeah, I'd imagine if we see the Colossal come down next turn, I'd imagine we see like Buckler, one or two Shatters, and then end off by equipping that Hammer to start the next turn with Forge and Flame. And I don't think Shep has a play other than this Colossal Horn that looks okay.
Okay. This
Never
is
mind me.
the other suggestion that I could have had. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it is happening. So he's saying you have to clear this board, and you know what? I think Aquaman might agree.
I think Aquaman might just go Hammer Hero Power. Because the Shatter only doing 4 is fairly relevant here, not killing either of these 5 healths, and I really don't think Aquaman wants to use both shield shatters just on these minions.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem is that like stalling for out for another turn, you can take 8, you can take 9 here, and be totally fine. It's just the problem is that if you are just playing weapon and hero powering, you're taking the 9, you are going to face the same board again the following turn. And you're going to have to use both shield shatters then too. So it's sort of an eventuality. If German Chef is not developing onto the board and he's going to say, I'm going to play this 5 mana spell, replay my Bloodlust for 5 mana, it's actually looking a little bit dire. Yeah, going for the clear here a little bit.
No, just going for Frozen.
Never mind.
Don't listen to Geranium. He's silly. We're just gaining armor. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, you can push 8, but really you're only pushing 5. And then can start next turn with like heavy play, then Forged in Flame, and has the option to play the Shield Shatters next turn. This makes a lot of sense. If Shep has Viper in his deck, I imagine we'll see Shroud. If Shep doesn't, you might just Hero Power Pat. Well, we'll probably see Shroud either way, but
I mean, so Ken set Aquaman down to 11 health and just say like you're gonna have to clear this board eventually by bloodlusting one more time. Yeah, I mean, or could just say I'm gonna get 2 minions out of my deck, just start getting through here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Actually,
that's a low roll. That is a Colossal that will not get replayed by Stash or Test. That's
okay.
tragic.
And he is playing it, so that's just gonna die
Oh,
to
boy.
Shield Shatters. Okay.
Okay, now Aquaman will play the Shield Shatters. He'll go, haha, you've been baited. I had the clear all along. Because that is the secret to Control Warrior. You convince your opponent you don't have the clear, and then you play the clear.
And you draw 5 cards sometimes.
Yeah. Seems good. But yeah, I imagine Aquaman seeing that it is that neutral Colossus, so he knows it won't be replayed by Stash and Tess. Gives him a lot of relief about using these shield shatters now, because there's not that many scary boards or minions that this deck runs.
He also now knows that Revive Pet from German Chef will most likely summon a 1/3. These are the things that have to be
Will it?
considered. I mean, each one is separate stuff.
Yeah, but there's only 3 of them.
Yeah, and then there's the Ozma.
Didn't get the full 6, yeah. It depends whether or not a Krakatoa comes down before the... Yeah, German Shep, I'm guessing at this point, not super happy with his generation so far. our contraband stash can cast Proving Grounds, Blizzard, Bloodlust.
Hmm. A lot of great options in the future.
But has the option this turn to just play Scabs to develop those 4/2s, and that seems like the most appealing option here. At least it seems better than hero power passing or just dropping. Oh, okay.
Okay. They fight.
Sure.
That's stats.
Oh, and
Hey, that's
Aquaman
not
will top deck Rancor. That is not Rancor. Sad.
Aquaman will top deck Rancor this way.
Aquaman will play Shield Block into
Mm.
Rancor.
Where Rancor? At the bottom of the deck. We did see one. I believe at the bottom.
And Aquaman does have to be careful. He knows there's a bloodlust in Stash/Tess.
I mean, this is where closed lists. We don't know whether he's running 2 Rancors or not, specifically to punish Rogue as much as possible. And I would assume not. Okay. Yeah, eating Tess specifically. That's
Good
the best hit.
And yeah, I don't think there's a world where we don't see the Shield Slam crack.
Okay, I mean that can beef up your card generation just a little bit. A little death rattle boy.
Yeah, German Shep has 16 damage available right now with Contraband Stash. Although, if he gets pretty lucky and, say, pulls a Mr. Smite along with a minion that doesn't kill Mr. Smite, could add a little more damage to the board. Contraband Stash.
We also
will
could
see.
just see the scabs come down, replaying Null, replaying maybe a Kramatoa Claw. Okay. Instead,
I think it has to be
Savannah, I mean.
Hyman, yeah.
Yeah.
Me does just a little too slow.
Looking at Mounted Raptor. Yes.
Opt for the
Choosing
Vita.
Okay. Saying the eventuality of minions that will come back is going to beat Kazakistan. I disagree, but we'll see.
Yes. That seems like a good draw for Aqua.
Everything's pretty good draws for Aquaman.
Yeah, I mean, in the deck of removal and life gain, drawing removal is not unexpected. But yeah, I imagine we'll see Aquaman start with Shield Block, and then has the option to either trade and Onyxian Drake into Meta, along with Amalgam, or can Shield Slam along with Onyxian Drake, or can play Smothering Starfish alongside Shield Slam.
Yeah, I don't think there's much better you're gonna Smothering. But...
Yeah. I think my gut here is trade Mutanis into Null, followed by Starfish, Shield Slam Meta, and then probably Amalgam for a Beast.
Yeah, I mean, you already have all the dragons that you need as long as you just have the turns to play, and you definitely do.
They opt for Hero Power, Shield Slam, and send it face, as opposed to trading into Null. I don't mind it.
I kind of mind it. I mean, we do know that he has Bloodlust. Is this?
This
Or it's
is
not.
23.
Yeah.
But we might just see the Contraband Stash come down anyway. It does pull Smite from deck. That's lethal.
Well, we'll see if German Shep is going to go for it or not.
Yeah, I don't know what other minions. Oh, Thief Rogue does run Smite, right?
Uh, It depends on list, I think.
Oh,
Might being nerfed maybe
I'm
some
looking
more.
at lists, and most of them don't. So
Yeah.
I guess
So
Contraband Stash probably won't pull Smite from deck. But it will recast this Blizzard. There are no minions in deck.
okay. Well, maybe that was a reason that you needed Mida.
Well, the Fragment isn't a minion, though.
But yeah, it wouldn't be bold, but it is more minion pressure to be able to play. So
Now, Aqua in a bit of an awkward spot. Can't
yeah,
quite full clear with Onyxia, but can kill everything but one of the claws. And I think that's what he has to do.
I mean, it puts him one out from being dead. It really depends on the top deck here from German Shep as well.
Yeah, the top decks for German Shepherd would be like Second Stab, Second Tooth, Blackwater Cutlass would all do it.
Mm-hmm. Even
Or
a 3-1
Contraband.
pirate, a three. Well, he doesn't have it in deck, but
Yeah.
3-1 pirate that deals 1 would be enough. So
Yeah, basically any damage would be enough.
or alternatively, could take the slower line, of course, go for possibly an Igneous, just set up the Kazakhstan the other way by playing the Onyxian and the Amalgam. Yeah, seeing armor come down. Maybe we're gonna see draw.
I think the fact that this hero power does get that honorable kill, yeah. So there's what? 9, 15 damage. No lethal.
Okay. Well, I'm to assume that Scabs will be coming down here then.
Will it? Or does Shep want to keep this Meta on board?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, if the clear is in hand, which I guess Shermanship doesn't know for sure that it is, if the clear is in hand, the Meta is doing actual nothing, whereas the 4-2s would be able to connect face. I think the 4-2s being more guaranteed damage is better long term for his game plan.
We did see a Rancor on bottom of the deck, right?
Yes, it's there is one on bottom. We don't know if there's another. So
Well, so if Scabs comes down alongside maybe replaying the claws or similar, then Lava Gorger, Fortune Flame Rancor is a play available for Aqua, but Shep just opting to leave the board as it is. Well, considered sending that stab face and decided maybe not.
German Chip being a roper, maybe working against him here.
I imagine from Aqua we'll see the Lava Gorger come down here, and then perhaps Hero Power alongside Onyxian on Meta, or yeah, I think that's how you finish out the turn. But I feel like you always start with the Lava Gorger here, because can also trade the heavy plate if he sees something he wants to draw.
Yep. I mean, alternative would be you could feel that you're safer now to where you can play Red Ross and Ixia, that it's the highest cost card in your hand.
I like Rancor. Okay, yeah, Aqua and I seem to have agreed on the line. And this Kazaku-san is 2 dragons away. But yeah, I think, knowing that there's no Smite in deck for Shep, knowing what his dashes are pulling, and that there's no tests, really puts Aquaman in a spot where he can kind of just outlast the damage. Say, okay, you've got 2 Wicked Stabs and 2 Tooth of Nefarians, and there's really nothing else I have to worry about.
Oh, that draws nothing. Okay. I have a feeling like we might see a Scabs here. You push 1 damage face.
Maybe. Could even replay the claw.
And then replay the claw again.
Yeah. And then Aquaman will play Rancor. Well, actually, Shep has seen both Lava Gorgers and both Onyxian Drakes at this point and saw Aquaman put a 4-drop on top of his deck, so might be suspicious of Rancor at this point. Oh
Okay.
no. Look at stabbing a minion. I guess it's probably saving doing as much damage by just preventing the Lava Gorger from coming down again.
You hear that sizzle? As German Shep hears it every turn of his life.
So
Rancor
true.
coming down.
But do you think Aquaman will play Rancor this turn?
No way. No shot.
No way. He would never.
I think he will play Amalgam and pass. What?
Okay, now the question is, will we see Forged in Flame? And I also think the answer is no. I think
it's Nixian plus Amalgam. Just ready Kazakhstan.
or Onyxian plus hero power. Yeah. Yeah.
Another Onyxian? Or
Deathwing the Destroyer? We have Onyxia in hand. I think we can. We don't need the board clear here.
I would like a 4th board clear, please.
I'd say, I imagine, absent any shenanigans from Shep this turn, Aquaman is just going to play Kazaku-san Forged in Flame next turn and draw half of his deck of treasures.
Okay, drawing nothing. Good
Okay.
start here. Okay, but now drawing 1 card.
Okay. Recon?
Recon to make your stash better, but the stash is on bottom, which sucks for German Chef.
Yeah, but Recon is pretty much the only card that does anything, I think. Stash will replay Mida, but I think we need to be doing a little more than that. It's tough, though. Ops for Recon. Oof.
Okay.
Darkshire Librarian for Cycle.
Ooh. It doesn't even have to discard a card as long as you play your claw, shadow step it, play your claw.
Oh.
Wow.
I have to say, yeah, none of those are very appealing options. I suppose this is the best Shep can do with what he's got right now. And I imagine Aquaman, yep.
Kazakhstan Fortune Flame is pretty good.
Wand book.
Book of Death. Yep. Well, can't kill this turn if he's Forged and Flaming this turn. But yeah, just a clean win the following turn with no possible draws from German Shep to get him out.
Probably staff. Okay,
It really doesn't matter. It could have been pure cold, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with this Forge and Flame, it's always lethal next turn. Surely. Okay. Jackpot.
Okay.
Pyroblast doesn't do it. What? I don't know what does. Okay.
Wow. Wow, this could be some taunts coming out for German Shep. The life coming back alive in his eyes.
He's still dead, but he doesn't know it now.
Now it's unclear. Maybe now everything could work out. And what? Waiting for player to reconnect.
It says German Shep is waiting for opponent to reconnect. Is this the out that German Shep needed?
We are going to wait here for 15 minutes, chat, or Aquaman is going to win this game.
All right. Aquaman has lethal in hand, and I trust him to spot it. He simply needs to reconnect. I think this is a Canadian Wi-Fi moment.
It's interesting. Is he Canadian? I know he has a Japanese flag on Donkey. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
And look at that embers, and it's happening.
Yes, there were a few options for how Aqua wanted to kill there, but this is one of them. And yeah, Control Warrior wins game 1.
Okay.
And
So
now
we
will see.
we saw a paladin be the hero at the start of this game. Is it going to be the hero again right after? Question.
Or will it be Shaman? I'm not sure what Shaman deck beats Warrior, but I'm also not sure what Paladin deck beats Warrior.
I mean,
Are we
I'm
going to
I'm,
see
I'm pretty
big
sure
Paladin?
I'm pretty sure I know what paladin deck beats Control Warrior, and it's has a lot of
Big
bubbles.
Paladin.
No,
Oh,
if German Chef has brought a mech paladin or a hand buff paladin, those are like 70% favored here. It's just all about actually chaining together things and high rolling enough, or, rolling over Aquaman enough.
we'll see.
In the meantime, though, Shaman, as you said, is a little bit unfavored. So yeah, we're seeing how expecting some noble modes.
I
Probably
think
handbuff
this
it.
might be Holy Paladin.
Let's see. Does Noblemont have the holy tag?
It does not.
Weird.
The card would be a lot better if it did, honestly. And the card's already not bad.
Yeah, I bet we might have seen some very different Paladin decks if that thing had holy, with the synergies that it allows. But instead, we're gonna see this. We're gonna see probably just the 3-drop kept from German Shep, and yeah, an early trade from the hammer kept from Aquaman.
Maybe expecting this might be Holy Paladin. Okay,
Hmm.
Starfish is certainly a card in this matchup.
I don't think he would really expect it to be Holy Paladin if it's being queued against him second. I think that's why he kept Brawl.
Fair. Fair enough. You never know, though. You never know. Maybe the Shaman is just even worse into Warrior, and Aquaman is going, I got this easy now. But yeah, I'm guessing this is now tipping off Aquaman that this probably isn't Holy Paladin.
I don't know.
Unless there's some brand new lists that I haven't seen that are running 4-2s.
As for German Shep, the following turns look pretty clear. Clickwalker plus the Scavenger here, getting dredging up
Or Bannerman?
probably a 7-5, hopefully. Bannerman could happen here, for sure.
I'm excited for German Shep to dredge up the 7-5, play it on the following turn, and Aquaman to play Smothering Starfish.
Yep, I mean, that's what we see. But German Shep sees some high rolling. And yeah, Smite on bottom.
9-8 Mr. Smite? That's a good draw. That's a really good draw. Shield Shatter? Okay. I think Aquaman is doing a little drawing well.
Yeah, I mean, it is only a 70% match. So 30% of the time, the Warrior just sweeps over German Shep. And I think that's probably what's going to happen after this game. Is the Warrior will just continue to defeat whatever Shaman German Chef has brought. Control Warrior is still somewhat scary against certain lineups, and it looks like Aquaman has found the right one.
certainly.
Well, meanwhile, actually not choosing to play the big buffed boys, um, actually playing around Smothering Starfish, maybe unwittingly.
Yeah, I would say I think the concern with not playing them is then you really play into Shield Shatter, and seeing your opponent gain 10 armor, you sort of guess that they might have a Shield Shatter on top of their deck. It's a really tough position for Shep, honestly. Because I believe he saw the Starfish last game, so he knows that it's there, but doesn't necessarily know that it's in hand. Although, we might just see a brawl.
Yeah, lots of great options for Aquaman.
Honestly, this is probably the best brawl Aqua is going to get against Buff Paladin.
Yeah, especially not seeing a ton of refill on the backswing from German Shep. I mean, after this gets cleared, even just by Mothering Starfish, and or even just the double Shield Shatter, there's not much the German Shep's going to do from there. And 7-5 surviving is best case, obviously, for German Shep. Okay, and getting the refill, a little bit of refill here with another 4-2. Maybe choosing Mothership? We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a good draw. Play the hammer, kill this 3/4, and draw 5 cards. And I think that's at least the best option I'm seeing for Aqua.
Yeah, we definitely do need to get some draw going as the warrior here. Could also keep the hammer around for just one turn, not draw this turn, but draw the following turn. Uh, just saying that the opponent doesn't have Viper, and getting an extra clear out of it, or extra push 5.
Okay.
Yep.
Does opt for that line. And doesn't necessarily need to play the Fortune Flame next turn either. Has the option of Smothering Starfish plus Rancor, which lines up well into what we currently see on board and lines up well into a lot of potential plays for the Paladin. Like if we see something like Bannerman plus Mooncatcher, and Aqua just responds with Starfish Rancor, that's very clean.
Yep. As for German Chef's Hand, I mean, there's quite a few cards in it right now, but missing sort of the huge plays that Hand of Paladin is known for. So, still has yet to draw into many of his power cards that might tip the matchup back into his favor. Right now, it's looking pretty warrior.
I do like how we're saying it's looking warrior favored, and like Aquaman is taking a bunch of damage and doesn't really have anything in hand, but we're just going, yeah, the warrior's winning. Surely.
I buying time against Paladin is pretty good in my mind.
Yeah, I imagine this is just Starfish Rancor. It looks so clean to me.
Yep.
Then I think the question is, do you send this 5 into a 1 health minion, or do you just send it face, or do you hold it back?
Yeah. Holding it sounds good. Then you have the option to clear something next turn alongside your Fortune Flame. So.
Shep has, again, some more options this turn. I feel like all of them seem somewhat lackluster. Cariel, Sermon, or Mooncatcher Sermon are the ones that look the most appealing to me.
Man, does it feel invigorating.
So true. So true.
In any case, if it's I mean, it looks like he's hovering over the mothership to clear off this 2/2, keep a board that will survive through one board clear. Seeing, seeing that Aquaman has been playing board clears so far, probably just thinking there's going to be more.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the rough thing with Cariel, of course, is it does just die to this weapon, and that's a little awkward. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cariel die to this weapon.
Yep, drawing cards. Pretty much everything Aquaman wants to do here. All for 2 mana.
Yeah, I guess what I'm seeing right now with this hand is kill Cariel, draw cards, Onyxian Drake the 1/1. But of course, with 5 more cards in hand, will probably be other options to finish out the turn. I think Lava Gorger would be a nice play here. I don't know if there's much you would want to play other than Lava Gorger.
Okay, well, choosing to instead look before we leave. Maybe, yeah, playing Shield Shatter. Okay. I don't
Knows
really.
it's nerfed, right? Okay. Onyxian Drake and then trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, this I don't hate this.
There was a possibility that the other line did not full clear the board, so at least with this, doesn't have to worry about having to spend multiple Shield Shatters or something to clear off that 6/4 threat.
Yeah. I will say with Paladin, there's often not a whole lot of buffs once the minions are on the board. It's mostly just while they're in hand that you have to be getting buffed.
Hey, invigorating sermon.
Invigorating Sermon buffs hand, board, and deck.
Yeah, it's
Kind
really
of
just the
insane.
whole package.
I wonder if Aquaman will play Forged in Flame to draw 5 cards this turn.
Gotta do it at some.
Whoa!
And you know what? Well, I'm gonna say it. You're an incredible caster, someone who can really see beyond the veil here of what these players are gonna do.
I wonder, will Aquaman play Igneous Lava Gorger?
I think it's really just
Or Outrider's Axe? Ooh, Outrider's Axe.
Outrider's Axe, draw a card.
Draw a card, kill the
Mm.
mothership, potentially Shield Shatter. Oh, or just kill the 1/1. Sure. Why not?
Draw more card. Play me shield block. No, he wouldn't. And he does.
Tempo Amalgam? Aw.
So many plays.
So many plays. I imagine German Shep will play the cards in his hand.
No way. Here we have
Seafloor
okay.
Savior's really good.
Yeah, C4 Xavier is definitely one of the better ones he could have gotten. Or maybe he's just gonna go Gorilla Bot and say he's adding more cards right now.
We know there's a Smite on bottom. So, like,
Yeah,
Seafloor Savior for a 10 attack Smite could easily catch Aquaman off.
Yeah, Overlord Runthak was the other option. So
I don't know if we want
pretty sure it's gonna be
Runthak.
Smite. Yeah. Oh, and he's going for the immediate value.
Wait, isn't there also a Mooncatcher on bottom?
No,
wow.
we
hit
just
the.
saw Moon. Sorry, we just saw. Oh yeah, never mind. There is the Mooncatcher.
Yeah,
just put down.
there's a second sunken Mooncatcher on bottom.
Well, you know what? There's another Seafloor Savior, so it's all fine.
Surely Shep will take this Seafloor Savior.
Never Goliath. Never Goliath.
Fine boom sound effect. And I imagine Aqua will start. Well, I was going to say start this turn by trading into the mothership, and then I went, wait a minute. He has 10 cards. Well, this makes the turn easier.
He will trade into the mothership to start. And you're gonna see some Divine Shields come out.
We're going to see 2 explosive sheep.
Oh, there's one. And wrong order Mecha Shark.
Order lull. German Chef should have pulled that shark first to kill off some of these whelps.
Yeah,
But,
and really
yeah.
seeing the sort of the Q order here from German Chef really coming to punish him. Just terrible.
I can't believe that Shep would mess up something so simple there. And Aquaman chooses to draw with 9 cards in hand. You know, milling the next card, but it'll be fine, I'm sure. There's no way this next card is Kazaku-san.
There would never be.
Never.
Well, German Chef's hand is just about empty, and with an unplayable card in there as well. I mean, this Goliath is.
The next card would never be Kazaku-san.
What a sight. What a sight.
I'm guessing Aquaman will be discovering a Draken with Amalgam this turn.
Yeah, I think I figured out why it's a 70% matchup for the Mech Paladin.
The game is not over.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. I will say though, even without this Kazaku-san discovered, I think I would still rather be the warrior. Runs Galvangar, runs Rokara, just sort of has these dinky minions, and like once the paladin has run out of gas, they're not really clearing your board. They're not getting great trades.
And we see that exactly. We see this Paladin is certainly running out of gas. Yeah, just barely not big enough with the Samuro to clean trade with this 4/5, but I mean, hey, enough to clear the board, so it might just come out.
Yeah, it still clears the exact same.
Okay. What about it?
We could go Samuro, Catacomb Guard our Samuro, have it do 4 damage to the board, then trade with it.
I didn't think
And
about
you're
it
probably
like that.
asking, why on earth would we do that?
I'm not asking that. I'm asking why is that the best play? And then it's up to me to answer.
Or if we want to clean trade with Samuro, we could go Click Clocker. Oh, never mind. Catacomb Guard's only enemy. Stop listening to me. Or German can do his signature hero power end turn.
Well, might see a punish here. Nope, just gonna play Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
Seems good at getting it down as early as possible.
This is an interesting decision. Do you play the big Murloc or the big dragon? I want to play the big dragon.
Have you ever considered maybe smaller elemental?
No. I think Aquaman will, of course, need to emote along with this generated Kazaku-san.
I think he hero powers any modes, but nope, just letting the turn timer emote do it instead.
Play scales? Yeah. Okay.
Blade? No, he would never do content.
Pick Blade.
On.
Oh, there's the hilt too. Misplay.
This is so bad. Can I get a different player on screen?
I like the disrespect. Don't kill the 1/1. Just send it face. Aquaman is just going face.
Just a transcendent draw here with the Battle Vigor. Invigorating Sermon has got to be it. I mean, it's so invigorating.
Or Flash of Light for card draw.
He is out of cards in hand. Or
Garden's
he
Grace?
could have +1/+1 to all minions.
Garden's Grace, though?
Yeah.
We can go Samuro Garden's Grace.
It'll
put our Samuro up to 9 attacks, so we can full clear, right?
Yeah, and then Aquaman can go Bran Finley
What?
and find a whole bunch of new cards.
He has neither of those cards in his hand. What are you
He will
talking
draw
about?
them. He will draw them on this Kazakhstan.
Sometimes you gotta Brand Finley. Sometimes it's just the move. When your opponent plays that Immolate and you hit them with the Brand Finley.
When that Immolate hit just right.
So true, so true.
Okay.
Okay.
And Mutinous? No.
Well, I think you start with Shield Block. Grrr. Draw last. Grrr. Angry.
Draw never instead. Just never. We never had it.
Grrr.
Oh, allow him to pop his own Divine Shield. Let's go.
Okay. You didn't draw last. Hope you.
Hmm.
Gnomish Army Knife? Or
Gain
Bubba?
8 armor?
Okay. Counterpoint. Bubba.
Hmm. Bubba.
Bubba. This Samuro will be at 7 attack.
Which is almost enough.
It's enough alongside. So Shep can go Samuro double Catacomb, get the full clear this turn,
And heal.
and heal for 6. That's
Great.
a lot. He'll be up to 20. Wait, can heal for 8.
With the correct order. And we saw how his order was earlier on this game, so I
Well,
trust.
he could opt to save one of the Catacomb guards, and I wouldn't mind that or either. It's like, well, could still save the larger of the Catacomb guard. Just trade into this snake with his 1/1.
Yep.
And surely the Control Warrior won't have a way to clear this board.
Well, I mean, they did get rid of all the cards in their deck, so I think that means that German Chef is in the clear. I mean, we already saw a brawl come out from Aquaman. He wouldn't have another shield shatter, really much of anything.
Of course not. Aquaman would never go Shield Shatter, Shield Slam, and a Hero Power.
You're right, he would never.
Because he is starting with the Mutanus. And then he will play Shield Shatter. No, I think he's just going to double Shield Slam. And just say, okay, I have a 9-12. I'm killing you with Gnomish Army Knife next turn. Deal with it. And that deals with it. Except it doesn't, because
Let's
just
go.
Rank or Shield Shatter and then
It won't.
Gnomish Army.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hope has left.
No! The Bubba!
Let's come. No! You could have killed him with Bubba. Come on! Oh my god. Wrong streamer.
I informed Aquaman that he missed the Bubba. But yeah, I will say Aquaman did tell me before this series started, he left Warrior up, 2-hour series, easy sweep. And I'm not doubting it.
Yeah, we're already at the hour mark, and there's still one more game of a 3-0 if it's going to be that way. And final is the Shaman. So, what kind of Shaman could possibly stand up against the bully that is Control Warrior? Honestly,
Well,
not much.
considering he didn't queue it last game, I don't think so. I don't think there is one.
Looking at stats, Control Murloc Shaman has a 47% win rate into the very few control warriors that are popping up here.
That's not awful. I like the Rancor keep from Aquaman because oftentimes the shaman can bully the warrior by just playing like schooling on 1, piranha on 2, schooling on 3, piranha on 3, and the warrior just sort of shrugs and goes, I have no way to kill these. I'm taking like 12 in the first 2 turns of the game. So yeah, Rancor keep makes sense, but
no schooling, no.
no schooling.
It is also still enough to deal with a lot of the early drops from the shaman. The 3-2 that adds wind chill, the 3-2 Murloc that we already see.
Okay, if Shep is a gamer, he plays the clown, or he tempos the bowler.
I mean, not like the warrior has an answer to it. So
Well, exactly. The only answer the warrior can is like frozen buckler shield shatter usually, or frozen buckler coin shield slam.
Yep.
And if you force your opponent to have it, or even if they don't have it, you just sort of you're either like getting rid of a piece of premium removal, or you're sticking a Bolner, and both of those are decent. I
in this
imagine
case,
Aqua will play the Frozen Buckler here to set up for Onyxian Drake to kill this next turn.
yeah, that is the only guaranteed way that we can currently see. I'm just going to play the Amalgam instead. Tempo Amalgam, hoping to, well, I guess coin Rancor to finish it off. Weird. In the meantime, Clownfish, I mean, will play directly into that coin Rancor, so maybe it's just all planned, all simulation here.
There are a lot of 4-drops in Aquaman's hand, right? The question is, which 4-drop will he play?
We're playing the Frozen Buckler, so that we can only have 4-drops.
True. Well, Frozen Buckler, coin, hero pack.
Yes, of course, of course.
And then we have all of our, well, almost all of our 4-drops. No Outriders Axiom, but every other 4-drop we have available to us on the following turn.
Don't spoil the draw for next turn.
But realistically, we can either coin Rancor to kill this. We can coin Lava Gorger to set up our next draw, or we could, coin Onyxian Drake because we want a Yeti.
This is the responsible play. Yeah, I mean, we already saw that the Murlocs got discounted by 4, so.
Yeah, so sometimes the Paladin this turn goes like Macaw, Gorlock Ravager, Mutanus, Gorlock Ravager fills their board, eats your hand. This is looking up for the war.
And
Sure.
we're seeing the same gameplay come out time and time again here. I mean, German Chef able to make an early board and able to get it all cleared off turn after turn. Pro Warrior has not left us. It just became a little bit slower without the insane mana degeneracy it had before.
I'm going to make a prediction next turn. I think Aquaman will play a 4.
No, I think he really likes the shield block.
Fair,
We've seen him like it before.
I also like shield block. I was really happy when I saw it return to that.
Well, no Mutanus still. So getting rid of all of our discounts, but at least getting Mutanus and the rest of our Murlocs in our hand means that we're going to have better draws for the rest of the game, hopefully.
Maybe we play a second Clownfish to make our Murlocs cheaper for next turn. Maybe we play a Cookie. I don't know. There's some options. maybe we button pass. Ooh, this was one I hadn't considered, honestly. Mostly because I hadn't read all of the cards in Shep's hand yet, but
Yeah, did not play the shield block.
yeah. Maybe next turn, because he'll
Yep.
put another one on top of his deck.
He'll play one of them, surely.
Surely. Well, alongside the second Lava Gorger. Because the second Lava Gorger will find Shield Check when he plays Shield Block. Nah, he go in Brawl Hero.
Surely he will play shield block. There are two sides to every argument here.
Sure.
One of them is Icona, he'll do exactly as I'll say. No thoughts at empty. The other is he will think about it a little bit.
I think Aquaman will go counterfeit coin Kazaku-san this turn.
I think he will do the coin, but from mailbox to answer.
Ah, I see. Interesting. I have a bit of a disagreement. How is he killing the mailbox dancer?
I mean there is the 2/3 on board right now that'll deal some chip damage and kill off the 3/2.
Whoa.
Seems like
Brawl hero power? Who could have seen this coming?
I don't see how this could happen.
Surely German Chef will not just rip Mutanus this turn.
Rip Mutanus, try and find another Murloc, try and find another Mutanus.
Or he could discover a mana card draw guy.
Or he could start gaining life.
Discover an elemental, maybe hit an Alakir. Nah, he wants Murlocs.
Murloc.
Yo, our hand isn't great. We could send it back.
Yeah, put this wind chill on the bottom. Give me another wind chill.
True. Well, seems better than Piranha Poacher, honestly.
Probably. Okay, it's Piranha Poacher. We are schooling and schooling hard.
I will say, Finley does have synergy with schooling in that you can add the piranhas to your hand and then replace them with better cards.
It's schooling!
Schooling!
Schooling now!
Piranhas. These piranhas are going to go hard. I can already see it. Aquaman will not be able to deal with piranha.
Oh my god, if you play this Smothering Starfish, you are going to silence and unfreeze their 0/2. You understand that allows them to attack? I don't know if Aquaman will understand.
Well, it would put him in a position where he could be dead to Bloodlust. And I know what you're thinking. What Shaman player runs Bloodlust in their freeze element or freeze Murloc control Shaman? And the answer is Izzot in Pro this week.
Oh, I was actually thinking differently. I was thinking that would only be 24 damage. But that's also a good thought.
Well, Frostbite would have allowed you.
Yes, Bloodlust Frostbite off of the Finley that we took earlier.
Yeah.
Well, will Mutinous perform some self-alignment here? I don't know. Maybe he's just holding it for
what?
Brand. Huh?
What did you say Mutinous was going to do?
Anyways, I mean, it looks like he's probably just saving the Mutinous for when he draws Bran eventually.
You can play Schooling to
hit
miss out on a Piranha.
Oh,
Mutanus?
oh,
Oh,
Accomplish then Mutanus?
okay. Murlocs?
Murloc.
Murlocs? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Starfish? Ah!
Some self-damage there.
Dang, you hate to see it. Did German Shep rope out the attacks? No.
Nope. Of course not.
Nicely. Of course not. German Shep lives and breathes on the.
Okay. Well, the warrior is now on the other foot here of running out of possible plays. Did not get the Forged in Flames as he had the previous games, so
Coming
able to
out.
clear
If he
a little bit.
tempos Amalgam, Kazaku-san is active next turn.
Okay. He didn't.
He didn't. He can go Amalgam Kazaku-san next turn. Just kidding. German Shep is playing Macaw and eating Kazaku-san.
One can only hope. Hey,
Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. So, yeah, this is now up to Aquaman to generate another Kazaka-san.
Or
which he can definitely do.
just kill German Shep.
With what?
Rokara Hero Power and Captain Galvangar.
I didn't like that answer. So instead, I'm going to say that Onyxia is the way that Aquaman has.
Onyxia and then Amalgam to generate another Kazaku-san? Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, both the Nixie and Drakes are gone, so. And will this draw bring Aquaman into a little bit of parity here? Oh,
That's Captain Galvangar. Can play Starfish and Galvangar. Send it face.
And that's exactly what's happening.
No, that is
Just
not
kidding.
what's happening.
Just kidding, it's never what's happening.
What beast are we looking for? Oh! Nelly.
Instead we got Iron
Okay.
Beak,
Ironbeak Owl?
knowing that his co-teammate is casting Owl. Please come on! Oh
Okay,
my.
so this was the responsible play. Ironbeak Owl certainly provided the better stream content, but this was the actual correct play.
Just a question for the devs there. Why didn't it gain Wind Fury twice? Come on.
I'm
Is
not
that-
sure.
Well, coming back here, I mean, probably just gonna play a little bit of a Bukon action, but might see him try and go for playing the Macaw here. I believe it's still mutinous, so
I imagine he's eaten the Kazaku-san. Now
Okay, yep. Simple.
simple as deal 2.
Deal
Deal
6.
Hero Power, summon taunts.
Well, I mean, it is better than his 0-2 taunt that is not a taunt anymore. Yeah.
True.
Yep.
It does prevent this Galvangar from connecting with the face.
A stat that definitely matters. Okay, that matters.
Does it? Yes.
Healing 6?
There's
Yeah.
no direct damage in hand right now for Shep.
I mean, it won't kill next turn. but it does matter in that he needs as many of those as he possibly can to close it out if Aquaman is keeping him off the board. Deciding,
Wow.
is it worth it to kill these 0-2 minions?
I would think it might have been because he's dead. Well, have we seen both amalgams come down for Shap? I can't remember. Because amalgam into flame tongue.
Yeah, I believe we did do both amalgams because we drew every single Murloc off of the
True.
Murloc Ravager.
We did draw quite a few Murlocs, but this is lethal when it does 6
is
to the hero.
It's lethal? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there it is. Yeah. Okay, so we do see German Shep with a little bit of life back in him, but I don't think that Shaman has the best win rate into the rest of Aquaman's lineup anyway, so we'll see about the rest of the brings.
Aquaman still has Demon Hunter and Paladin left. Well, Shaman
it
can
is-
certainly beat both of those.
Yeah, it's favored into Demon Hunter of the two. But against
And
Paladin, it's very, very even. Maybe Paladin favored.
well, we did see Scrub Slayer be one-off lethal last game. Shaman, definitely a slightly different Shaman deck, but
Yeah. Okay.
it,
It is going to be that Paladin versus the Shaman.
Hmm.
And thinking about keeping the early schooling. I don't know if he's thinking much about keeping the early Wildpaw Cavern.
I think we'll always keep the Cavern.
Yeah.
But what if this is big Paladin? Does that change your mulligan decisions?
I don't think my mulligan decisions change for anything.
Oh, we saw Aqua trade the city tax, and we're gonna see the schooling come down. Aqua looks like a fool.
Aqua fans are in shambles.
Now there is no counter for these vicious piranhas that German Chef will be playing.
Not even a hero power could possibly hope to stop them.
This rainbow of rabid is gonna go in on Aquaman's life token.
Why is this rainbow looking all the same color?
What? There's a red, yellow, and blue piranha. Are we looking at the same piranhas?
I'm looking at the blue background behind them.
Ah,
Really, it's all the same ocean that we live in.
truly.
And pausing quite a while here on this, not just going hero power pass from the German show side.
We could go wind chill piranha. We could go piranha trade with the smaller piranha.
Hmm.
Or we could hero power end turn.
Yep.
A Shep classic, roping the hero power path. Love to see it.
In this case, the three piranhas do kill the 2/5 if he wants to send all three of them in.
Or counterpoint, we coin
Hmm.
the best 4-drop in Hearthstone.
I can consider that, and I will. We'll think about it. We'll think about it quite a bit here.
Well, as a
before-
German Shep fan, I can tell you he's going to play the Viper.
I think he might trade the bet, then coin three piranhas.
I don't know. There's a lot of plays to consider here. One of which is coin Wildpaw, and the rest of which we like joking.
What? Okay. Practical Joker German Chef over here playing caverns.
I
on
wonder what Aquaman will play this turn. Whoa! No way. Who could have predicted this?
And on the backswing here, yeah, probably just going to be this wind chill come out straight out.
Hear me out though.
Right.
What if German Shep discovered I think it's anchored totem this turn to combo with the piranhas next turn?
What if he missed the anchored totem?
He literally cannot because there are only 3 totems standard. There is Flame Tongue, Anchored, and Manatee.
Yeah, but is it impossible to discover another amalgam?
Yes,
Hmm.
it is.
I would like to. Uh, I would like to play my my 1 mana heal for 3, generate a random spell into the same spell over and over again. Why can't I do that, Blizzard?
So true. Well, if you play Mechanical Gorilla in Duels or Wild, the game considers the League of Explorers version to be different from the core set version, and you can discover Gorilla into Gorilla. You can, as some would say, go monkey mode on your opponents.
In this case, though, I mean, the Wild Pyromancer is definitely going to clean up shop next turn if we don't want to just do it right now. Though doing it right now will probably mean we clear our own carry-all. So
I would have to say, when I know my 3 piranhas in hand, I don't know if I play Wild Pyro.
But the 3 piranhas simply trade, so we can never hope to hit them with the Wild Pyro. They'll always dodge.
So true.
Any such dodgers.
What could he have meant by
And here, I mean, can go actually just full piranha mode and basically clear everything off with just the piranhas. 4-1 and 1-1 into the 2-5, 3-1 into the 4-3, face into the 1-1, then leave a 2-1 piranha in our 3-4.
Could also play a Manatide totem, or could play Starfish, send 3 face.
Or, with
Or
the
could,
mailbox dancer that we said was played before, could use the coin from last game and coin out the freeze.
or we could go Hero Power, end turn. Okay, we're going to see the piranhas come down.
What? You took 1 more damage this line. Yeah. That's more like it, I think. No! Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Really just needs to use this Holy Maki roll at some point, and I mean this is a turn to consider doing it. Gonna discount it by 4, and not do it. Not clear the board. Not clear the 3/4s that will not be summoned off the Wildpod Caverns that is finished.
Doing the typical Control Warrior strat. I'm not dead on board, not dead from hand. Hero Power pass.
But he's also not killing his opponent, which he could consider doing kind of soon. I mean, if he just finds 1 more Holy Spell.
Yeah, if next turn we tempo the Mr. Smite, and then if it sticks around for another turn, we can put the buffs on it and send it face.
Well, it needs to stick around for 2 turns, mind you, to get the Garden's Grace to get on there for 9, and then additionally, we need to wait 1 more turn for the other Garden's Grace. So as long as German Chef is gracious enough to allow that, I think we're fine.
German Chef's a good sport from my experience. I think he'd be okay with it.
As long as, you just have to message him in chat first.
Yeah.
Chatters of the stream, message him your power.
All right, I imagine we are going to see Holy Maki roll face, followed by Wild Pyromancer, or more Holy Maki. Oh. I guess we didn't want to heal for 2 extra. Or we didn't want our Pyro to stick around. Well,
Stick around next time.
yeah. Perhaps that Pyro said something mean to it. You know, I don't really know if I want him sticking around. Yeah, I imagine that has to be the case. You know, Aqua was just personally unhappy with something that Wild Pyromancer said to him.
Playing around the piercing shot that discovered off of the Tooth and the Farian. So I think it's a fine play.
You know, Aquaman knows that German Shep honorably killed his last opponent with Tooth and Nefarian before the match started, which of course means that the spell carries over to the following games. It's turn 8. We have Lightforged Cariel in hand. What could happen?
Probably a Viper.
Yeah, okay. German Shep's perspective. Our opponent just played Lightforged Cariel. We have a Viper in hand. What could happen?
Will this Cariel freeze itself? Da-da-da-da.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the question. How far will the rope get on the board before German Shep plays the Viper?
I mean, he could trade the Viper. It's a trade. There could be another better play waiting on top of his deck.
Could go Piranha Swarmer, Amalgam, generate a Viper, and then... Okay. Glug? Glug?
Glug?
Glug?
Snapdragon to buff your hero?
That doesn't work anymore. That got patched. Otherwise, yes.
You're gonna see another beast discovered? Or maybe an anything discovered?
Maybe. Who knows?
We could see
I just want to say to everyone out there in chat, if you're a Glug fan, type in the chat, I'm a gulper like Glug.
And it is going to be an anything. Choosing the biggest minions that the most stats can get slurped? No. Okay.
Venomous Scorpion. I predict Aquaman will trade one of these city tags.
What about hero powering and passing?
What about, or he could go Light Ray followed by Hero Power and then trade one of these city taxes. I think that's the one I like.
What about hero power? See that it doesn't hit the Samuro, then play Samuro.
I don't know if I want to play Samuro here. Kind of only does one.
Well, I don't know if it's about what we want. It's what Aquaman wants for the child.
True,
you know?
true. Could see Battle Dakar come down here.
Yeah, I mean, most likely just going to see a few of these minions cleared out of the hands that the buff hits the right stuff. Yeah, healing good. Healing pretty good. Aquaman will be healing pretty good, and he'll be feeling pretty good in a little bit.
That's a buff Samuro. It's a shame that Glug will be coming down next to punish this.
Say goodbye to German Chef's board, and I think that's going to be the last board German Chef will ever have. There would never be any more boards. Right, German Chef?
Right? Surely German Chef would never betray our trust and make a following board. You know, I've known German Chef a long time. I have to say, he is a trustworthy fellow.
Do you think that if the Venomous Scorpion gets played here and the Samuro attacks into it, that the Samuro will trigger?
The frenzy on the Samuro has already triggered.
Yeah, so do you think it will trigger?
It's hard to say, but my gut says no.
Okay. Oh, Glug
Glug!
coming at
Glug!
Glug, 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 Glug.
Glug!
You gonna see a piranha? No.
I think we might see Knight of Anointment come down.
Hmm. What if we trade city tax first? Okay.
I think if we hit equality, we might want to go equality this turn. Because Glug is too dangerous to be left alive.
What if we trade city tax now, though? Now that we've seen the equality,
I think we have to take out Glug.
it's too powerful.
It's too
so
powerful.
Sad. This is so sad.
Glug cannot be allowed to remain at large.
Gain the stats? No.
Now has the option to play some Garden's Graces or play a Light Ray and Hero Power. I think. Yeah, could just push 16 damage this turn, along with playing Light Ray, Hero Power on Mr. Smite to set up a lethal if 2 damage. Oh, actually, yeah, to set up lethal on the following turn.
Yeah, I mean, if we're actually considering what the correct play is, it's,
Yeah, and this puts Shep in a very awkward position of play around both the Mr. Smite from the hand and also the lethal on board. I imagine Shep can take care of the board with the Snowfall, but can't really answer the damage from hand unless hits the 1 and 4 for Taunt Totem.
if if we saw a top decked Mr. Mutinous right there, could have cleared up enough damage with the lightning split to not be immediately dead on board.
I would
Though, of
imagine
course, the second
we
card is
would
very
have
quickly
seen.
hit.
I imagine we would have seen Starfish plus Mutinous if he had drawn.
That's true.
Totally
Actually, that's very true.
8 damage on board plus eat the Mr. Smite.
Actually, that's a little bit true. Yeah, hovering over Starfish anyways.
Mhm. Starfish, Piranha, Snowfall. Well, now it comes down to, does Aquaman draw a minion? He does. Does
Okay.
Aquaman hit a 50-50?
And? Or does Aquaman choose not to play at all? Go on strike.
Or does Aquaman disconnect again? Surely Aquaman hits the 50-50.
The answer is here, hovering right next to the hero power button. That's what Cariel said. The answer is there.
The answer is there. And the answer is that Aquaman hit a 50-50. Let's go.
Simple as.
Simple as.
Now, the unfortunate thing is that we are 30 minutes over the starting time for the next match, so I'm not sure we're going to get Aquaman in here for an interview, but we can try.
But that is a good win for Aquaman and a long match.
Yeah. Now the series between the two teams is tied 5-5. 3-1 one way, a 3-1 the other.
And stay tuned, folks, because there is another match from the same series happening right now. We are going to see Righteous Jammies up against
Laughing Frog.
Laughing Frog.
Yeah. Laughing Frog, dominant performance in Legacy. About 50-50 performance in Hero. Righteous Jammies, dominant performance in Legacy and no performance in Hero. Hasn't played on a team. So subbing in for Dr. Fish here. Beat Laughing Frog last week, actually, in Legacy. So we'll see.
I'm excited. And we have bans in. Laughing Frog has banned Jammies Paladin, and Jammies has banned Laughing Frog's Shaman.
Okay.
We should probably say what classes they have.
No.
This leaves jammies with Hunter, Rogue, and Shaman, and Laughing Frog with Hunter, Mage, and Paladin.
Yep. So both bringing Hunter. The main difference here is the Rogue versus the Mage in the two lineups. Gonna be interesting. I mean, there are different types of hunters. Obviously, we saw the Quest Hunter come out earlier. It's probably going to be Big Beast being the more popular one. I could see a Face Hunter maybe, but then yeah, there's also different types of mages running around for Laughing Frog to bring.
Big Spell is certainly the most popular, but Ping Mage has also been seeing a lot of play recently and been performing pretty well. And Mech Mage, not out of the question.
Naga Mage is out of the question now, so I probably
Not
won't be seeing much
necessarily.
of that.
I think I saw a retweet from Ahiru, someone on the Apex server getting a decently high number with Naga. So it's probably out there somewhere.
Yeah, I just don't think it's in the 5 seed.
That's fair.
Now, with those classes banned, we're gonna start up pretty soon. I'm expecting. I mean, hey, Laughing Frog's Paladin wasn't banned. We just saw Bone Masher do a little bit of work with that, and even saw Aquaman finish out his match with that. So I'm expecting Paladin from both sides. Yeah, I mean,
I
I
have to
expect
say,
Paladin from
I'm
both
not
sides.
expecting Paladin from both sides because I think Righteous
It got banned.
Jammies
It got
knows
banned.
that the Paladin was banned.
I'm expecting a Paladin to show up when Maestra disguises as one.
That is fair. All right. We see Paladin from Laughing Frog and Hunter from Righteous Jammies.
Okay.
And it does appear to be Holy Paladin.
Yeah, it looks like
And
one
joke's on you, it's Maestro. Lol. No Hunter.
Hmm. And this one looks more like an actual. This is weird. Playing the double agent is not something that many rogues do nowadays. But this is a boat rogue, yes, or like a very old thief rogue.
And Double Agent might not see play in current rogue lists, but I think you're still perfectly happy when you're coining at turn 3 or turn 2.
We'll see. I mean, may choose to hold it for
Oh.
just one turn here, use the hero power instead. Yeah, or do some trading to discount this null as much as possible.
Next turn, we could also see coin a Sharan Vessel come down. That seems pretty spicy.
Yeah, would not be able to double up the double agent, but would be able to do a null into the drawing the 3/3s off the bottom.
Or Knoll trade Shadow Step Knoll.
Yeah.
And surely Paladin has no way to clear off 3/3 turn.
Well, seeing as there is no way, you just said so. Unfortunately, Laughing Frog will fall to these 3/3s as they continue to hit face uncontested. No possible way.
Well, could play Flash of Light to draw a card and discount Light Ray, or can hold it.
No chance.
Mr. Smite. Okay. To the front.
Oh,
It is Command of Neptulon.
Man the
But
cannons to kill your own 3/3s?
to the front.
Okay. Finally, now with an actual thing to be able to activate this double agent. And opting not to Shadow Step here, opting to say that these 3/1s can die. Yeah, well, I don't care. Thought I cared about these 3/1s. Meanwhile, I mean, can do some trading, can opt to do a little bit of consecration or wild pyromancer in this case to fully.
Wild Pyro full clear seems pretty clean to me.
Not going to be clear for
This
long.
has some options, yeah. Can go for a double agent alongside Gone Fishing to pull those 3/3s.
Okay.
This works. I don't hate it.
There are many options, and there will continue to be options in the future here for Righteous Jammies. In the meantime, though, there's actually not a ton of great options for Laughing Frog. I mean, you can just play out a 5/5 taunt.
Or an 8/8 taunt.
And an 8/8 taunt it will be.
Band of Neptulon. So there's a nice combo for Righteous Jammies here. Next turn. Never mind, not next turn. Overloaded, but yeah, but I was gonna say Mr. Smite alongside Gone Fishing to pull those 3/3s from the deck. Very spicy. I feel like I would have liked more consideration for Play Fighter. A lot of damage with Smite, but I don't mind taking the Hench Clan bird either.
I mean, Righteous Jammies, very accommodating, knows that the stream is over time. It's playing out turns very quickly here for us. The rope will never see play.
Also, keeps on drawing this Blackwater Cutlass.
Maybe you won't trade it this time. Never mind. Oh! Okay, unfortunately, this Paladin is still at 29. And at 30.
But also isn't really drawing much. Like, Paladin isn't doing much right now. Of course, that could all change if they happen to draw either Hero card or Leviathan. But for right now, the Paladin isn't really putting on much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the Paladin will just choose to board clear until they don't want to anymore.
That's a card?
In this case, not a full board clear, but quite a very good card.
Okay, and now here's my prediction. I don't know Righteous Jammy's deck list, but we're gonna see a Vanessa Van Cleef to copy the hero come down here.
No, unfortunately, you're gonna say. I was gonna say Holy Maki Roll. Laughing Frog's own face to play around the Vanessa Van Cleef.
That's a 1-mana 5/5. I imagine start by trading Extortion to see what's drawn.
Well, okay. I mean, this was almost always going to happen for this amount of value anyway, so I can still trade Extortion. Okay. It looks like we actually have a 1-mana 0/0.
Yes.
Okay, and here we can choose to clear the board with our Samuro here, make a huge Samuro, and then Vitality Surge, probably going to be what's happening.
Yeah. There's another board clear.
In this case, yeah, no clean way to deal 3 to then keep it in hand right now.
Counterpoint, second tooth.
Never thought about anything in my life.
Okay.
Now we're seeing the content. Okay, another board clear and another bunch of damage.
Okay. That's a spell. I'm interested with the gardener before the swashburglar, but we won't worry about it.
Okay, yep. Another huge taunt. We're just gonna see wave after wave after wave of that.
I would say though, trade with the 1/1, play Elec Mount gives a pretty clear answer.
We can still. Okay.
This also isn't bad. I'm less sure about this. I guess it does develop a taunt now that opponent's going to have a hard time clearing, except they have Gigafin, and I guess it'll leave the rogue with a 4/7, but it will
Yeah.
take out the other two minions.
And then, and then, this Wicked Stab will resummon a Krakatoa and 3 claws.
Insane. 3 claws? I've never seen a crab with 3 claws.
Will be prepared. In at the same time, and it will not resummon the minion. What? What are you talking about?
Wait, you didn't know that it resummoned anyway?
This game is stupid.
Well, at least Pyromancer will both clear and resummon the Gigafin for laughing rock. This has certainly been a roller coaster of emotions.
This game sucks. This game rules. And finishing it off, I mean, Laughing Frog is almost out of heals, honestly. It's just that Righteous Jammies is also out of damage. Obviously.
Yes. I don't know what else is in Righteous Jemmy's deck. If there's like a Tess or a Contraband Stash or something like that in there, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think that does enough, though. Can go Mr. Smite, prep stab, and still be done on board? Yeah, that's a rough one, but...
Can't smite own face, so can't find lethal there, unfortunately.
Could Wicked stab own face and then trade?
Okay.
Well, that's game 1 for Frog. But I imagine we'll probably see Righteous Jammies queue up a large beast to counter this.
Yes. Looking at Beast Hunter versus this Paladin, it does seem Paladin favored.
I don't know. I think it's pretty close because, like, I don't know. Sometimes you just get that mountain bear on 4, and your opponent kind of concedes.
Or if this is a face hunter, which I mean, revive put means it's most likely not going to be a face hunter, then even way more favored for Paladin. Just up the stats. With Ramming Mount, actually with Ramming Mount, it might just be face hunter.
Well, I assume with the revive pet, it's Big Beast Hunter. We're just running the good face hunter. Yeah, we play Big Beast Hunter, but we also just draw the good face hunter cards in the games. Doesn't matter. Coin Pogfish? Yeah. For this ramming mount, value trade. Has to trade off the 1-2, but value trade with the 5-4. And then school teacher next turn. Pet collector the following turn. Seems good.
Curving out, getting
Curving out.
okay.
Maybe
Yeah, the
that's
big
not
arrow.
Tracking, yep. Card selection.
Drawing cards. Drawing cards.
Counterpoint, Big Samuro.
Counterpoint. Big samurai.
We see Big Samuro. Guessing. Oh, I was going to say, I'm guessing we see Pet Collector, but tracking also seems decent here. Another tracking.
Tracking. Okay, no Connie. No Connie. Naga's Pride.
Naga's Pride? And then we could play a Naga and Hero Power? Okay. Maybe next turn Pet Collector? I don't know what beast we have in deck. I assume it's the one Ashar and Saber, but I could be wrong. I've seen lists with the Ram.
I know that there are some pro players that that lose to Rat King, so
This
could
is
see
true.
it.
To be fair,
Yeah.
though, if you lose to Rat King, are you really a pro player?
Yeah, I think if you lose to Rat King, you don't win playoffs in THL.
Very true, very true.
Instantly, off the top of this weapon, no consideration for Pet Collector. Let's
Of course
draw
not. We got
play
the
mana.
Harpoon guy. Saber? Okay. We play
Valiant
Saber
is
into Pet
fogging.
Collector. Let's go. Saber into Pet Collector does go pretty hard, though.
Not gonna lie.
Feel free to screenshot.
Okay, choosing to keep the Wild Pyromancer alive.
It has to be Saber. Trade Pet Collector, right?
Doesn't have to be.
It's gotta be. Please,
It could be
please,
Okani.
righteous jammies, please. Okay.
Okay. And choosing to
And-
get it off
and-
the bottom like that. Okay.
Pet Collector.
Pet Collector pulls nothing. Why are we considering Pet Collector?
Pet Collector pulls the Saber.
No, it doesn't. We draw it off the top with our harpoon gun.
I suppose we do. I suppose we do.
Simple as.
It's Bannerman, and I assume we see Cariel.
Yep. Now that we have seen that it is not countering minion,
Just trade into it on board. Play the Light Ray.
okay, and
Saber.
Sunken Saber immediately.
Perhaps
Smash it.
there are two Sabers in the deck.
There are.
And we were worried about second Saber. This makes sense. Surely the Paladin will not play Light Forged Cariel on turn 8 because they drew Leviathan instead, and it's better.
I think that's true.
just trade the 2/1, play Leviathan, draw, dredge, or dredge then draw.
And dredge first.
Oh,
draw
this
dredge
works.
first.
Oh,
Okay.
this works too.
More of a full clear action here.
Or sending 5 face.
But then our Cariel is dead.
And 5 damage face.
Gardeners?
Did you just say problem gardeners?
I think that this Cariel can very easily do a lot of work.
Out. Okay, I see Laughing Frog hovering this Mr. Smite. Tempo Mr. Smite is a baller play.
Perhaps this time we will Cariel.
Honestly, Tempo Mr. Smite. What's the worst that could happen?
Losing this game and then getting reverse swept by Hunter. Okay, we healed for 2. Out of range of everything now.
Okay. Lots of crate.
Other one.
All right, second Vicar.
Invigorating Sermon.
Dredge.
No.
Garden Grace.
Second one, Invigorating Sermon. No.
Blessing of Kings.
Oh, only Blessing of Kings.
I think the
Invigorating
Hunter.
Sermon was +5/+5 on board. This is only +4/+4.
The Hunter seems to be in a bad position.
I think if they keep trading, they'll find something.
Surely. Devouring Swarm, that's removal.
Cleaning it up immediately. Wait,
see,
Dredge? Oh.
Yeah, a ladder player ends with Dredge there to hold their opponent for the next minute while they rope out the choice. Yeah, we're heading into game 3. We're going to see if Shaman can take down Holy Paladin. I believe we saw Shaman almost take down Holy Paladin in the series. We'll see if it can finish the job.
Yeah, we've actually seen this matchup quite a few times with Paladin taking every single one. So will Righteous Jammies be the one to reverse this curse? And is it going to
see
be
Hex.
Okay. Hex is pretty good. It does look like it's the Control Murloc Shaman instead of the Burn Shaman that S Slayer brought.
And we see both Cariels in hand for Laughing. All they need now is the quest completion, and they would have the Cariel trifecta.
That, or if they were playing a Gorgonzola, Zola the Gorgon, then they could have, frankly, almost as many Cariels as they could want.
I am a little surprised we saw the hero card pitched in the mulligan.
Okay, yeah. Somehow thinking that Laughing Frog doesn't need it to win this matchup.
Or
not sure.
perhaps concerned that it's a Murloc Shaman and looking for more early game removal.
And it's not. I mean, Murloc Shaman is pretty bad stat-wise into Paladin already. Just the board clears in the early game are enough to sort of stunt the growth, stunt the early boards, stop the snowball. In this case, the snowball though is coming from these minions' voice lines. That is the only
Schooling.
snowballs.
Yo, these piranhas gonna go in.
Why are these all the same color? Actually, this time.
Or what are there, like 4 different colors? I don't know. I don't know how it works. Sometimes they're the same color, sometimes they're different.
Grr. And
Maybe it's, certain species of fish, like.
this one ate too much algae. Okay, hovering, it touched Hex for just a second there. But yeah, there are many better things to Hex later.
Perhaps we will see the paladin draw some cards, store some health this turn.
Ooh. Drawing? Trading and drawing? No. Okay, and keeping away the muteness for just a little bit longer. I mean, the deck knows that that Laughing Frog does not have the smite in hand yet.
Yeah, the game will give Righteous Jammies Mutinous exactly when Mutinous is required. I will say I'm interested. It feels like this whole evening we've seen some interesting orders with Maki Roll Wild Pyro. But we could end with 1 less life on our Pyro, or maybe miss out on 2 healing. Oh wow.
Yeah. In this case, choosing to do that. I mean, the thing is that you can order it differently to because it's a 3 health pyro, can do heal face, heal pyro. Yeah. In this case, I mean, hey, the shaman isn't clearing off our pyro anyways. It looks like
Doesn't need to. It's frozen.
it's as good as dead. Just kidding. It's with Leviathan now in a better place.
Now,
Huge tempo coming out.
yeah, the shaman's in a little bit of an awkward spot. Never mind. Oh.
Mind.
I assumed we would play Snowfall that turn, but
Also missing out on 1 piranha. Okay.
this works.
Means we're not killing off the.
Yeah, it means the Leviathan gets to attack again.
Yeah.
But we can Snowfall it next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have the other chance to get the Cariel. It's on the bottom, so this is the only way we're gonna get it this game. Same thing with the Mr. Smite. Both stuck there. Okay, we're choosing to play Forge Cariel this game.
I wonder what Laughing Frog will play this turn. Whoa! Lightforged Cariel? Where'd that come from?
All day.
That's incredible. So that's what the shaman says. Reference to the voice line of the shaman.
Okay. And yep, in this case, I mean, you never play the best card in your deck. I think you always try and save it to get the macaw value.
Certainly. Well, perhaps is worried about Righteous Defense alongside Mr. Smite, and we do see both Righteous Defenses in hand for Laughing Frog.
I mean, at some point you are going to have to do a little bit of freeze. you are going to. I guess you could play the Lockhalar, clear off the 4/5, clear off the 8/7, and your own Lockhalar,
Yeah,
and it'd still be dead.
I imagine we will see the freeze this time. Yes,
Hmm.
indeed we do. Okay,
Oh, and we're
Gorlock.
covering over the freeze. Okay.
There's well, we have the second Snowfall in hand, so it's Gucci. Vitality Surge.
Oh, wait, yeah, this is a way we can get Smite. Never mind.
Yeah. Or we could simply draw 12 cards.
Not a Smite.
Alliance Bannerman, that's a way we can get Smite.
Here.
You know, it's interesting. With all of the minion tutoring Paladin has available, I wonder if you could make a deck with, say, like, Elise and shuffle the map to the Golden Monkey in your deck, and then you could use the 3/1 to tutor out the map from your deck. It's a really interesting deck idea. I wonder if anyone's built that.
Well, yeah, but you'd have to have enough tutors to draw both Elise and the monkey and your 3/1 and your. There's too many tutors. I think.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential for this.
I think a deck like that would only work about 10% of the time.
Well, it depends what we're defining.
If working is playing your.
Well, we overwrote the Snowfall battle cry, but it's okay.
Pay no mind. Righteous Jammies has got it covered next turn.
Righteous Jammies know something we don't.
Okay. Equality. Okay.
That works.
Hogfish?
Hero power. End turn. Sure. There are no more freezes.
There are no more freezes now, actually.
Okay. There are indeed no more freezes at this point. But if Righteous Jammies draws Brucon Hero, that does some cleaning up for sure.
Yeah.
Not enough, though. I don't believe.
Additionally, if Laughing Frog draws the okay, just playing out the spell, just playing out the best spell, saying it's not countering spell, and you're right.
Call the bluff. Jordan. Righteous Jammies, you did not pick counters.
Oh, I had another righteous defense anyways. Okay.
Okay. This is fine. Farsight?
Farsight?
Macaw? No.
Macaw, let's counter spell this time.
No. If only there was a way this Macaw could have frozen this board. If only.
Okay, we got this. We killed off almost all the
Wow.
And with that, that is a 3-0 sweep in Laughing Frog's favor. Match score for the week is 9-5, going APM's way. Does mean that we are going to at least see your match versus Jay Rich tomorrow, and then my match versus Dr. Bombi after that.
Well, we won't see it because it's not on stream,
You're
but
right,
it will
you're
be
right.
played. And if Bomdi and I both win our matches, I believe that means we win the week. And if either of us lose, then APM wins the week. So we will see what happens.
Yep, there is no point value anymore where APM can win by only winning 2 matches. It must be a clean 3 win for either side. All points do not matter.
Yeah, and it looks like we're not going to have a post-game interview after this game as well. So that is all the stream content that we have for tonight. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all of the players who agreed to play on stream. It's always nice to see some playoff content as we're nearing this end of the season. And best of luck to everyone competing in playoffs.
I hear you got a problem. You are not prepared. Another round? Why do you... You are not prepared. You are not. This guy's toast. Leroy! Not prepared! Goodbye.